Hey, Sassy fam. Welcome to your mid-month check-in for July. I hope you are well. I hope you are fabulous. Like always, if you want to skip past the intro, your sign will be timestamped in the description box as well as the comments. I got you, you guys. Lots happened this past month. Let's talk about it. First of all, California trip was amazing. No, it was fantastic. Just fantastic. Oh my gosh, you guys! It was the vacation. It was the trip my daughter and I very much needed. It's just inspiring. The vibrancy, the energy, everything about it is completely different on West Coast. I had so many moments, just legit, so many moments. Remember Die Hard?
California.
Like, there was so much spontaneity and just bursts of energy and activity. So for those who I met and connected with while I was over there, thank you so much for hosting and taking us around. But I could not connect with everyone, you guys. I had my own thing going on with my daughter that was planned. So like I said, every hour was accounted for. But we had a blast, you guys. The weather, the ocean, the food. Oh. One of my favorite parts, I got to see the Georgia O'Keeffe exhibit while I was visiting at the San Diego Museum. Oh my gosh, I haven't even had a chance to post those pictures yet. It was so inspiring. I cannot believe I got to see her work with my own eyeballs. Huge, influential artist for me, Georgia O'Keeffe. But anyway, it was just amazing. Everybody got to meet. And, guys, I got to meet Jason Momoa at the gym. I thought it was. I thought it was Jason Momoa. As it turns out, he is a really, really good impersonator. Very good. In fact, he walked up to me at the gym to introduce himself, and I just went, and it's, no, I'm not actually Jason Momoa. I'm like, well, you could have fooled me, and you did. He looks everything, head to toe, hair, the eyebrow, the tan, the tattoos, everything. And I'm like, what? You know, and then he's like, so what are you doing tonight? And I said, I gotta go. But thank you. And it was just too weird. It was too weird because I'm like, he didn't make it clear. Is he like a professional impersonator? Is it he gets paid for it? Or did he just want to look like Jason Momoa? I don't know. People out there are very different. So I kind of felt at home in my own way. But I guess there were some barriers I just weren't ready to cross just yet. Because I can't fathom that. I can't fathom paying good money to look like an exact replica of somebody else. He was successful. If he's doing that for business, I'll tell you what, that man's getting work. I mean, he must do. Oh my goodness. But you guys, fantastic, refreshed, recharged. It was just the trip we needed, like I said, and I was able to make a lot of decisions at one time, and that's one of the best things about taking that kind of break. You can get some distance between you, your problems, and the nonsense that's going on to help clarify, and boy, did we get focused. Can you tell? Some of you have already noticed the changes. One of them being, some of you guys are just so sweet. It's like, emails, because comments were off for a while. It's like, Christina, why are the messages under an hour? What's going on? Are you okay? Is the channel okay? Are you good? You guys, I understand that. I understand that sensitivity. You're very much in kind of ingrained in the channel and what it is I do, and you're super fans, and I got it. You have come to expect a certain normative. I understand. And if I could do, I would continue to keep the messages over an hour. If you are not new, you're not like a new person around here, you didn't just come in off the blog, you know I've never had a problem with over an hour messages. It's just who I am. I'm an in-depth reader. I take my time. I don't like being rushed, and impressions hit me when they hit me. And sometimes it takes me a minute to articulate what I'm experiencing, so on and so forth. Here's the thing. All that aside, my personal values about how I read, the things I have in place about how I read, my standards, my normatives, means approximately diddly squat to YouTube. So YouTube does not ban, obviously, long form content that's over an hour, but they frown upon it. They push shorts, guys. Shorts and content that's under 10 minutes. That's the priority for YouTube. The algorithm is meant to favor and reflect that. So people who create long-form content such as myself, it's not that we are obviously banned. Of course we're not. But we're not exactly promoted. And it's not just me. A lot of folks are affected by this. And it's not even the tarot community. It's anyone who creates excess content, excess being like over 40, 50 minutes. Nobody really quite knows, so I settled for under an hour, and I might continue to push it to the 50 minutes. But yeah, there you go. That's why this is a business decision. It has nothing to do whatsoever with my personal preferences. You know my personal preferences. But yeah, it's a business decision. It runs contrary to having a healthy, growing channel when you're creating content that will not be promoted, and you know it's not going to be. Okay, not very well. You know what's interesting though? What I've learned. I'm following a little. Oh, you know it's real. You know it's real when you get the notebook out. That's how you know it's real. But what's interesting to me, in contrast though, the underdog can override that algorithm and YouTube's preferences. The underdog is you, the viewer. You may not think you have that kind of power. You do, and I've got proof. The mid-month, which I call the mighty, mighty mid-month, is for a reason. The mid-month that you're watching right now can generate up to 60, 70, 80,000 views in less than a week. That's the power of the viewer. You can override YouTube's preferences in its algorithm set point, whatever the hell that is. No one really knows. But we just know that long-form content is generally discouraged. That's, again, YouTube's decision. So, how does that happen? You, the viewer, how do you have that kind of power? It's some mind-blowing shit. You want to know what that is? That. You doing this can override that. The mid-month is always over in hours, guys. It's never not. You doing this creates a whirlwind of activity that makes it skyrocket every month. So, you have a lot of power. So when you hear content creators ask you to do this, it's the simplest thing you can do. Legitimately, genuinely. If you haven't heard it before, let me tell you. Legitimately, genuinely. This means a lot. That is not bullshit. This actually has more power than subscriber count. You ever seen that before, by the way? Somebody who has a very small subscriber count, let's say they only have 10 or 20,000, but they can have one video that has over 1 million views. That's what this is. Okay? So it's not about going viral. It's really, this just equals support, and it helps keep your videos, be it algorithm friendly or not, in circulation. So thank you for everyone who's ever done this. And may you continue to do this, because it has a lot of power. Yeah, there you go. That's why we're not asking for no reason. It serves a purpose. Okay? It really does. So thank you so much. I appreciate you, all of you. Okay, but yeah, there you go. So long form will still be long form, but I'm trying to get it closer and closer to 50 minutes. Okay, so we can expect that. The short sesh, out on Fridays. We're going to continue to do that. I've had a lot of unexpected fun creating. I thought I was going to hate it. I hate that. And try to tell me what to do. I don't like being told what to do. I do have a little defiance disorder. I can't. That's part of who I am. And it's part of the things that made me successful. So when I was approached with shorts, Christina, you got to do it. I was advised. I was like, I don't want to do it. But I ended up liking them, which is great. That's the best kind of discovery. Even if you go into something begrudgingly, I can't believe I'm making it. And then you ended up liking it. And that's the best thing. So I admit, I acquiesce to that. I admit, I end up liking the shorts. And I'll tell you why. I've had so many wonderful, spontaneous moments of impressions. So even though it's 60 seconds and I cannot take the time to describe those impressions as much as I want to, I can't. It's still been fun for me to create them. What was a good example? The last, not the one out Friday, but the Friday. I know I laughed unexpectedly hard at it. I believe it was Taurus's short sesh, and something just hit me so funny. And it's unfortunate because I don't have the time to clarify it or to try to explain it. It just hits me a certain way. And that kind of energy can be infectious, even in shorts. So it's been fun. So we're going to keep doing those. I will amend, however, the shorts will be at my discretion because they're not a high priority. Yes, they help keep circulation. Yes, they help for people who just like shorts and they don't watch any long content at all. Okay, cool. I understand that. So yeah, I will always want to do shorts, but they will be at my discretion because again, they're not priority. So if every now and again, every Friday, they don't show up, it's because I had good reason, okay? Typically, it's because I'm busy. That's usually why. People don't understand. It's a full-time channel. I'm also a full-time parent. I got a full-time household to run. I got stuff going on, guys. So yeah, every now and again, shorts may not happen, but that's okay. They'll be back. Speaking of which, also, this has been a requested thing I've gotten a fair amount of traction with over the past year, and I think it's a good idea. I don't argue with it. It's a reasonable request, a change that I can make for you guys, and it makes sense, is to timestamp the long videos more. I understand it is a little fussy, it is a little time consuming, however, it is falling under that category of reasonable request. Now guys, I come from a business background, working in a hierarchy in higher education, so when we say things like reasonable request, that's us acknowledging okay, we haven't done that before, but I think we can accommodate that change. That's what that means. So it is a reasonable request to do time stamping. So do keep in mind, again, like the short sessions, this will be at my discretion. Will I aim to do it more often than not? Yes. If I do not have the time, I may not be able to do it. So do keep in mind, for instance, you might have known the time stamping is taking place at placements, right? Present, future, whatever, right? So if I have 10 of those, times that by 11 more, 12 more, whatever, week by week, it adds up. Okay, so it is a little fussy, it's a little finicky, but I think it's worth it, and like I said, it is a reasonable request. I will do those or try to do those more often than not. People have already been giving me good feedback on that, so I know it's doing well. Okay, so we're going to continue to do that. Okay, just kind of off topic. Facebook, yes, I'm on Facebook. By the way, if you're on Facebook, connect with me there. It's more on the personal side. I don't really do tarot on Facebook. That's what YouTube is for. So it's a bit more on the personal side, a little bit more on the cheeky side, fun side, whatever. But yeah, I've completely turned off and permanently have turned off DMs or direct messaging. There was literally no point. I got 3 types of DMs every day, all day, multiple times. 1, I'm too shy to post anything on YouTube, which I understand. But then they followed up with, here is my 5, 10, 15 page, 20 page dissertation on the subject. I don't have time for that. I'm sorry, but I don't. At that volume, it's just not feasible. Okay? It's not, but thank you for sharing, but no, I cannot read that much. I just cannot. Because imagine you think you're doing it times that 20 or 30 other people. It's just not feasible. The other folks are, I'm not asking for free advice or free tarot, but I am asking for free advice or free tarot. Here's why I'm the exception. Even though I know you said you won't. I don't make exceptions. Okay? I don't work for free. I'm very generous with my time, energy, and effort. That's obvious, or at least it should be. Generosity aside, I do not work for free. And I don't make exceptions. That's a hard rule. And then there's the other class of person. I think we all know this person. Except there's a lot of them every day. So, I don't know if anyone's ever told you this, but you're totally hot. And even if they have, it doesn't matter because it's coming from me. So it's like real, it's like legit. And I'm just saying, I'm putting it out there. You and me. Let's make it happen. You better answer soon because I'm talking to 10 other ladies. But I want you to be the lady. Boy, I ain't got time for that. I ain't got... What the hell? I am 42 years old. I know what I look like. Yes, my tits are awesome. I know. I dress me every day. I know. What makes you think you're welcome to it? Bing! You're not. And it's not just dudes. Ladies do it too. Ladies tend to be a little more polite about it, and that's cool. But guys, that's not why I'm here. You know? I'm not running a dating service. It's a tarot channel. I know how I look. I'm very comfortable with how I look, how the clothes, what I wear, why I wear it, my makeup. That's intentional, and it's for me. Because I like it. I was like this before YouTube, and I'm going to be like this after YouTube. Let me tell you, honey, sometimes, for those of you who remember when I was on Instagram, yeah, I know I'm getting chatty, whatever. It's the mighty, mighty mid-month. Thank you very much. Before I was on Instagram, before I got banned, let me tell you, sometimes I miss it. as gross as it was over there, and it was kind of gross on Instagram, let's be real, it's kind of gross over there. What do I care? They banned me. I don't give a shit. At least I knew what I was getting, right? At least I knew every day, it was a field of dick pics in the DMs. It was a field, it was a plethora of dick pics, okay, in the DMs. But at least that was it, you know? And on Facebook, I get these, well, those that I just described, and it's like, dear God, somebody save me from the intentions of this person who has very poor concepts of grammatics. I delete. I remember once this guy who wrote a very poor DM, you know, he's like, I want to know what turns you on, baby. And I'm like, a man who knows how to spell there, and there correctly. You know? Sometimes you start to lower the bar, honey, once you see it's out there. Jesus. Yeah, I'm sorry. For those every now and again who checked in or gave, you know, had polite commentary with me, I miss you guys, but you were far and few in between to everything else. But there you go. All right, let's talk about it. The big one, Christina. Comments were off, then they were on, and then they were off. I know, honey, that was me sorting shit out. Like I said, I needed a break. So I have a very high value on comments. This should be made clear for those who were my regular subs. You know that. I have made that very, very clear. Let me also make this very, very clear. 90% of you are beautiful, okay? You're absolutely wonderful. You're a source of inspiration to me and to others. All right, that's what a good, healthy comment section is. You know what comments are for. You do. And I have such a high value on comments personally, okay, because of my background in psychic and counseling. I know this for a fact. When you share, okay, you help other people and you also help yourself at the same time. When somebody posts one thing about their experience, their point of view, or what they went through, somebody else can read it and be like, oh, it's not just me, I'm not alone. That's correct. That's the whole point of keeping them open, is to understand that we are all different, but in many ways we have threads of commonality. And that's why comments have always been a point of pride for me. I want you guys to share respectfully, positively, in the right ways. And many of you are so good at that. You're beautiful. You treat yourselves beautifully in the comments. You treat other people beautifully in comments. And then what you say to me is just wonderful. Okay, and thank you so much for the inspiration and the support. You show up correctly. And then there's the 10% who do not. Scam, spam, we know about that. People who are trying to mislead you to rip you off, those are still very real. They still very much a part of YouTube. It's very easy to create a fake channel. Exceedingly easy. You would be shocked how easy it is. But yeah, they will do anything and say anything to take your money. So we know this. Scam, spam. Anyone who says, come over here to WhatsApp, Telegram, email me at this, whatever, pay $500 and you'll get XYZ, or they are pushing shitty products or third-party products on you. Again, this is scam, this is spam. It's pretty easy to avoid and get rid of. There's trolls. They're harder. They are much harder. As our new ghost moderator, Al, let's all say hello to Al. Thank you, Al. Taught me a lot about that. I knew trolls existed. I did not know to the extent. He does this full time. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine being a professional moderator where all you do is moderate social media all day, every day? And you see how bad it gets? Oh, he taught me some. I thought I knew some stuff, and I did. But he knows more, and that's why I hired him. So let's be nice to Al. Yeah, no, it's one person can create 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 accounts with one sole purpose, is just to create chaos. They have really no other rhyme or reason to it. And he explained it to me very well, Al did. He's like, all these people who are trolls and they create all these fake accounts so they can power blast people with negativity, start controversy, start some nonsense, is they either have a chaotic agenda behind it, they just like it, they like the disruption, okay? They all think that they're the Joker, okay? I'm a chaotic element. You can't control me. I'm a wild dog. He goes, really, what it is that, you know, they don't have a life. And I was like, well, that makes sense, right? If you are making that many fake channels with fake commentary just to stir the pot and upset people, yeah, it would stand to reason. They're just a lot of sad, angry, lonely people, okay? And then there's the other group of singular individuals who have a lot of undealt with hate. These are the people who insult me and insult you, and I'm not having it. Me, I can handle it. Honey, I've been working since I was 14. I got my first job when I was 14. When you work in customer service, you take shit all day, every day. And then when you become a degreed professional, like I was, you still take shit. It's just in a different form. You know, it turns into hierarchy and red tape and standards, and you find polite ways of saying fuck you to people. That's it. There's really not much of a difference. So when I say I've heard it all, I've heard it all. And if you're not a total newbie, you've heard me say it 1,000 times. I am protective of my collectives. Okay? It discourages you from sharing, and it discourages you from having an original opinion, and it discourages you from having an original thought, and it discourages you from sharing. That's why I work so hard to get rid of it, so it won't affect you that badly. And for those of you who are like, Christina, I don't know what you're talking about. I've only ever seen 1 or 2 comments that are like that. Thank you. That's a huge compliment, because I was the one cleaning it up for a couple of years. Take those 1 or 2 comments, times it by a couple of dozen, 7 days a week, 30, 31 days a month, okay? That's a lot. Now that Al's here, he's going to take care of that for me. And in so doing, all that time I spent cleaning up the bile and the filth of other people, okay? Guess what happened? Here's the good news. I'm going to increase content. Yay! I've been wanting to do this for years. Yeah, no, we're going on. I don't care. That's what the timestamps are for. We're going to introduce new content, a new segment. I haven't completely decided on the name, but I'm leaning towards the Sunday Shuffle. So they will be new content types that are not 10 minutes. Okay, I have my pride, but under 20. So okay, I can't do 10-minute tarot, honey. No. That's no bueno. We can't be doing 10 minutes. I can't do it. It's not feasible. It does not speak to my spirit. But I will keep it under 20. Talk about challenging. No, but this is going to be quicker content. It will still be authentic tarot, just very, very short and not nearly as in-depth. Okay, I'm purposely designing it that way. So it'll be under 20 minutes, but a little over 10. So we're going to call it 15. And they will be out every Sunday, and it's going to cover different topics. So I'm calling it the Sunday Shuffle. Let me know. The Sunday Shuffle, I already have, or the short shuffle, but I don't want that to conflict with the short sesh. See what I'm saying? I think the Sunday Shuffle works. But anyway, for all 12 signs, let's call it 15 minutes pop. Short tarot that might be useful for you for the week. You know what I'm saying? Instead of more comprehensive, which is the long-term stuff, the long content, the in-depth stuff, we'll keep it nice and short, nice and tidy. Something that maybe you could use just for the week. So it'll have aim or focus. You know, the Sunday Shuffle career, the Sunday Shuffle love, the Sunday Shuffle sex. Well, excuse me. Around this channel, we call it intimate tarot. So, something like that. So, yeah, I mean, do you see now how time-consuming comments were worthwhile to me? Yes, I already made that very clear. But also time-consuming. And is at the point that it was running contrary to my own principles that I advise you guys about all day, every day. You have to know it's worth your time, energy, and effort. So while comments to me were always worth my time, energy, and effort, it began to exceed it. I am generous. I am very understanding. I am very loving. I have a huge heart. I don't apologize for it. I will do what my heart dictates often. Okay? And that can mean sometimes I am overly generous with people, my time, my patience, and what I give to it. But even I have a threshold. I had my limit. When somebody starts arguing with you online about why you use filters on shorts, the fuck? When people start emailing you about how somebody started bashing you and your sign, and what am I going to do about it? What the fuck? When people start paying and donating to your PayPal account just to insult you, what the fuck? Guys, it's pretty comprehensive, so that's it. That's why it took a minute to sort. And you see what I'm saying? I had to know what my time and energy, I had to go back, recess that. So it was worth it to me to hire a ghost moderator, and in so doing, I opened a new pathway. More of the content and work that matters. Okay? We're making changes along the way, but changes for the best. We got there. Thanks for hanging in. Let's get to the messages now. I, like always, value and appreciate your input. And between Al and myself, we'll be monitoring comments. But every now and again, like I said, something might fall through the cracks. In which case, if you know it's not legit, it's bad, or it's negative, please feel free to flag the hell out of that shit. Report it. I have zero tolerance for now. Al's going to have zero tolerance. And you feel free to do the same. Okay? Thank you so much for your participation over the years, all the good energy you have put into this channel, into me, and my work, that you value it. Thank you. Literally, this is, even though it's my channel, it's just not what it is without you. That's just how it is. Okay? I love you guys all so much. May we put our best energy, work, intentions, and heart forward in all that we do. You guys, I will see you at your sign. Leo, welcome to your mid-month check-in. We're going to do a brief yours and theirs, no clarification. What's going on, please? For Leo and their person, Leo and their person. Show me Leo and their person. Show me Leo and their person, please. Show me Leo and their person. What's going on, please, for Leo and their person. Okay. Do keep in mind, reversals apply in yours and theirs, yeah? Okay. For your side, Knight of Wands, the Emperor, Queen of Cups. Oh, baby, you are the definition of feeling it. Oh, you look good. Oh, you look good. And you kind of know it. You know it. You're like, I'm large and I'm in charge. But you also have a big, beautiful heart in there. I see that your heart's just open, ready to love and to receive. There's a certain softness in you despite your firm exterior with the Emperor and the Knight of Wands. So you got some passion in there. You've got some excitement. You've got enthusiasm. And you're like, I now have a big, beautiful heart. I might be ready to share that heart, but I'm in control. I'm in control. I got this. I got this. Parts of you want to express yourself. But it's like, I got it. I got it. I got it. So I don't know where that expression is wanting to go. But you do seem to be ready to do something, to say something. I don't know, but that's amazing. That's beautiful energy. You're large and in charge, honey. Knight of Cups, Six of Cups, Three of Wands. Yeah, they want to talk to you too. We've had this conversation before. I know we have. I see two knights immediately kicking it off. You're experiencing something in their particular direction. They're experiencing something back in your particular direction. And Six of Cups, it's a soul bond type situation. There seems to be a special bond here where there is soft feelings floating around. You're kind of showing me a firmness. I need to be in control, but I also do want to open up and express myself. So it's kind of like the Emperor is trying to remember how to take off his coat. He's like, oh yeah, how do I do that? I haven't gotten out of my formal attire in a long time. So he's kind of like trying to take off his coat, take his crown off, maybe loosen up the hair a little bit. He's like, okay, I'm still a tough person, but I also thought I might feel like this. See what I'm saying? So it's like the Emperor's trying to soften up, because not because he's forcing himself, but because it's already in there. So you have the energy in you to do that. And I got somebody surrounding you who is like, hi Leo. Hi. And they're kind of expecting you a little bit. Three of Wands. They're kind of waiting on you or expecting you, or their energy, even if they're not waiting on you, at the energetic level they are. There's something about them that they anticipate you, or they anticipate your arrival. Now, it could be perhaps you two are at a distance and that's done. Okay, that's it. That explains everything. But yeah, no, they're looking at you and they feel the connection with you as well. They'd like to express themselves to you as well. But it's like they're expecting your energy to be, come on through, you know? Like they're welcoming it, as far as I can tell. Between you, King of Swords, Three of Swords, the Two of Swords, there's a lot of pain, a lot of confusion between you two. I do feel like both of your energies are overcoming that, or at least they're trying to meet somewhere in the middle, because you're both showing me a similar sense of, I'm open to this means something to me, I'm feeling kind of soft about it, they're feeling kind of soft about it, and you both have a certain energy towards each other that says we would like to come together. So what you shared between you two is a lot of pain, misunderstanding, confusion around those misunderstandings, and confusion around the pain, who said what, who's feeling what. So that King of Swords is coming across as a very strong, kind of strict figure, but it's also in the sense of I'm trying to understand it or make sense of it. So even though you both share pain and confusion between you two, someone here has that determination of, I got to figure this out. I got to get the resolve. It could be you, it could be them, it could be a little bit of you both, okay? But the energy between you two are what you would like, Four of Swords. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. Somebody here has that inclination of, I thought about it. I've thought about it. Four of Swords healing is technically your overview, so I'm going to go ahead and default on you and say, and then that would also make sense. You can't be an Emperor, Queen of Cups, and a Knight of Wands and not have cleaned up your energy, right? So you're saying the Four of Swords, I've rested on this, I've meditated on this, I've healed on this particular subject. So I'm going to go ahead and take a wild guess that it's more like you leaning towards that King of Swords, where you took a lot of time out to understand the pain and the confusion and any potential misunderstandings that you had between yourself and this soul bond, because both of your energies are telling me you're receptive. Okay, you're receptive. In the interest of sharing softer, more loving energies. Perhaps you weren't so recently in the past due to pain, confusion, and misunderstanding, but you're both getting into that place, I believe, of wanting to get back into a place of sharing at a positive level. Excuse me. There's a softness in here, and it's really interesting to see the Emperor like that. He's like, my attire is way too formal. I'm way too stiff about this. How do I soften up and present my energy to this situation? I've healed on it. I've thought on it a lot. Let's get some additional advice. This person is showing me sweet energy towards you. That they would like to be soft and open up towards you. And so they may not be consciously waiting on you, but energetically they're having that sense of, I'm looking out on the horizon for you. That kind of thing. All right. All right, any advice here? Ace of Swords, King of Pentacles, be comfortable with your particular truth and also be honest with ourselves about holding on. But more to the point, why are we holding on? That's the question. And that's a good question to ask yourself. If we've been holding on and we practically understand this, we don't deny it. This is not a denial energy. Ace of Swords and King of Pentacles, this is not a denial energy. This is someone who is embracing of the truth and someone who's asking themselves, okay, I've held on to this. Logically speaking, I want to understand why. And I do believe it's part of this process. And it's because we're not done with it. We're not done with it. We're just not done with it. It's like, can I reapproach this? And if so, from what perspective, what have I learned? What have they might have learned? But being really honest with ourselves about why we've held on to this particular situation. And typically when we see the Four of Pentacles, it doesn't look too egregious here, but it kind of says it's because I was still processing. And so we were. I saw that right over here in your Four of Swords overview. And, you know, somebody here was adamant, I need to understand this pain. I need to understand the confusion. What the hell happened, right? And I was taking some time to think about it. We weren't prepared to let it go. And that's because we knew there was more to this. Okay? All right. I hope this helped you. Put it in the comments. I'm happy to say as you see fit. I'll see you at your next reading. Bye. Sag, welcome to your mid-month check-in. Based on reading only, we're going to do a brief yours and theirs. Show me Sag. Show me Sag and their person, please. Show me Sag and their person. Show me Sag and their person. What's going on? Show me Sag and their person, please. What's going on for Sag? Like always, reverse energies as it applies in yours and theirs. What's going on, please, for Sag? I'm going to start with your side. Two of Wands, a little bit of waiting. The Star, what to do. King of Swords, you made up your mind. That's beautiful. I love this. You've made up your mind. You've taken some time out. There's a delay here, but it was for a good reason. It's almost like the translation here is, I'm trying to understand what I want to do. But on a large scale, on the greater scheme of things. Something that's very important to me. Desires, hopes, dreams, wishes, wants. And the thing is, I have to know that I want it. Maybe start planning it, right? That King of Swords, he means business. So it's not enough to think about what we truly wish for, what we truly desire. We need to start formulating a plan. So I don't know what this has to do. It could be in terms of connecting with the ultimate person in your life. It could be that you're focusing on goals in your life right now. It could be in the form of ultimate healing with somebody. Let's take a look at them real quick. The Chariot, the Moon, the Eight of Cups. Okay. Okay. And who? Four of Pentacles, the Hermit. Okay. Yeah, I see them having walked away, and you are deciding upon a new course. Yeah, that's why. It seemed like you were trying to achieve, or looking at achieving, I should say, your next goal. And it's a large one, and it's more for you. You had to take time to think about it because it's looking like somebody here jumped ship, or they're moving in a direction that's not you. and they probably haven't been for some time. I believe that you have come to terms with that. That's some heavy water energy here, specifically Cancer, Pisces. Doesn't have to be the Chariot, the Moon, the Eight of Cups. So this is someone who wants to move forward, but without being too revealing to you, they wanted to move forward somewhere else. You know this to some extent because they're not emotionally available, or they checked out or they walked away some time ago, but they were never very clear about what they wanted in terms of their heart space, its direction, the fierceness of it, the intensity for which they felt their Chariot. So the Chariot is the best delivery of our intentions at the heart level. And this person could never make, it's like up their emotional mind. Do they want to move forward in an emotional direction with you or not? And it doesn't look like they were too committal about it in terms of these are my feelings and this is how I want to advance or not advance. And they seem to just have walked, possibly even ghosted. And the point is that they're just emotionally not there, and their emotional intentions aren't there. And so I see you doing a hell of a job of deciding what next. I wasn't convinced when I put down your side that it had anything to do really with loving the ultimate love of your life. It was more like, what's next in a large plan, in a large scale. And I think that's what you're trying to work out in the absence of this, because over here with that shared, it's not really so shared. Ace of Wands, Four of Pentacles, the Hermit. You have been holding back from new, but you're working through it. And that's what you're trying to get yourself amped up, I think, is for your next chapter on a larger scale. I didn't think it had so much to do with the person as it did to you. So while you've might have been holding back from new opportunities, new engagement, new inspirations, new levels, forms of passion and intrigue, that's coming to an end because you're healing that. No more holding yourself back from a plan, a real plan for yourself, goals, that kind of thing. This person's not showing up for it, then they're not showing up for it, but that doesn't mean you stop your life, right? And in that overview, yeah, that's what I'm saying. So you're showing me heavy sword activity. I've made up my mind. I know where I'm determined to think about something new, be part of something new, but it has to be for me, right? And you are not trying to understand your emotions or theirs so much as you are trying to understand your next step in this life. So I'm sorry that they are so disconnected, but honey, with their disconnectivity, I don't know if their heart space ever showed up for you at all. It allows you to plan a new era of your life. And you couldn't have done that if they were in it, because I feel like in connection with this person, you put off a lot. You know? And here's the thing about people in our lives, honey. If they're on board, they wouldn't ask us to put off anything, or we wouldn't have to feel the need to delay our lives to see what the hell they're doing. If somebody was well and truly connected to us for the right reasons, we would never have to wait for them at all. They would never make us feel like we were waiting. So, yeah. With this person's absence, you might see it as something difficult, but really it kind of means your freedom to move forward. So I hope you think of it that way. You know, it looks like it's well after the fact, because you seem to be in the advanced stages of leaning towards new opportunities for yourself, but the question is how. And that seems to have your complete mental engagement. So I don't know how far, but this person chose not to be there in that way. But you, well, you're very much active in your own life, isn't it? And that's the way it should be, right? You're hammering out those goals. You're thinking about it seriously. If they wanted to be part of it, they would. Ace of Cups, the World. I know, Temperance, that's you. Got it. It's a pretty good summary. Could have started right here. More or less the same concept. What your heart was open to, closed off, and you needed healing. You got back into a space of you. This person's emotionally absent. I don't know if they were ever showing up. It's kind of like, yeah, I want to move forward in love, just not necessarily with you, and I'm not going to make that super obvious. I'm just going to drag it out and drag it out and drag it out until I actually know where I want to go. And then they finally walked. So they found whatever it is that they were looking for, or they just effed off, you know, because there's other things you needed to do anyway. But yeah, I am sorry that this happened, but also I'm not. You see how it allowed you to open up and put the focus back on you where it matters. Okay, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments as you see fit. Take care. Be well. Aries, welcome to your mid-month baseline reading only. We're going to do a brief yours and theirs. Show me Aries in their person. Show me Aries in their person. Show me Aries in their person, please. Oh. Show me Aries in their person, please. What's going on for Aries and their person? course, feel free to reverse energies as it applies in yours and theirs, but technically we're going to start with your side, okay? All right, Six of Swords, row, row, row your boat. Five of Cups, you got pain. I know it, the Hierophant. All right, you are trying to move past disappointment, pain, hurt. Tied to emotional memories of the past, no doubt. It means it's not terribly fresh, but it's still with you. Pain is pain. It doesn't matter if it happened yesterday or 6 years ago. If the pain is not resolved, it's still going to linger. That's that Five of Cups stuff. I know you want to move past it. You're like, it's done. I know it's done. Mentally, you know it's done. Mentally, you know you're supposed to move forward, but by God, it still hurts, right, with the Five of Cups. And that's because we're not done healing. You are trying to look at yourself with the Hierophant energy. You might have some Taurus in your chart about higher level experiences, your spiritual connectivity. What does it say? Trying to understand the situation, the greater scheme of things, and how it might have served your soul or didn't. What does it say about you and your values and getting back in touch with yourself? Let's see who might be connected with you. Three of Pentacles, King of Wands, Nine of Pentacles. They're showing me a lot of strong will, independence, fiery, passionate, but also grounded there with that Nine of Pentacles. Someone who's very competent, someone who's very experienced, and someone who's kind of proud of their individuation. They're saying that they're a friend, or that's how they interpreted the situation between you two. But I do know that when their energy showed up for this friendship, they meant it. They have very strong feeling towards it, and they have very strong attachment towards it. Let's see if there's an idea here of what caused the rift. Judgment, Five of Wands, the Empress. It wouldn't go further, okay? It wouldn't get to the highest level of productivity. It had opportunity to, Judgment. This looks like one of those connections that enters our life to kind of get us to graduate, if you will. Who was supposed to graduate? I don't know. Perhaps it was you both. But Judgment, we were supposed to meet this person. We were supposed to connect with them. But Five of Wands, somebody, you or them, fought the process the whole way. What fighting that process looked like, I don't know. But the Empress here, you know, something about this was supposed to take a higher form. It's very strong, loving, maternal, high productivity. Someone who leaves a very strong impression upon us and our heart and influence and has say. Somebody resisted the ultimate form of growth and development. So while the Hierophant's lovely, he's more that spiritual energy. The Empress says, I also exist in the real world. The highest possible form of myself exists in the real world where all can see it. So whether or not it's completely done, or that lesson is completely over, I don't know. I don't know. Judgment suggests if it came around once, it might happen again. I don't know. Judgment's kind of a stubborn mistress, I'll tell you what. But it is what it is. The more we resisted that judgment, the more we resisted that judgment call, someone missed the opportunity to come into their fruition or their full self, in terms of claiming who they are, what they want, and what they're about. Okay, so who did that? I could not say. Eight of Wands, communication. When, how, when, what, this, I don't know. There might have been some recent arguing or frustration. But I'm so curious about the Eight of Wands. The communication, the action, the intentions around this subject were always difficult, strained, or fought against. I don't know. Their energy is just so bold and bright and beautiful. It suggests it's very comfortable by itself or on its own, or that it's very powerful in and of its own right. You suggest I need to move on from this, and I know that mentally, but emotionally I'm still struggling with it, and you're trying to look to your spiritual side to give you comfort about who you are and what you're about. I don't know, but there was so much resistance to this judgment, to this lesson, to this calling. I'm not saying it's impossible to achieve the higher form as the Empress, okay? It still can be, but it looks like in order for that to happen, there has to be some sort of resolution through communication, cooperation, and a better understanding of both people, I believe. There may or may not be some incoming communication between one of you relatively soon. I could not say, okay? I don't know. Advice, please. That's tricky. That is tricky. You know, but making it out through the other side of that, getting past the resistance, the potential for growth, we spring into life if we allow ourselves to. So where all that resistance was coming from, to really step into our feeling, our power, our sense of self, and what we can do and command our own destinies, as the Emperor and Empress imply, you know. I know, you wouldn't think that's all there on a friendship, but yeah, it can be all there in a friendship too. I don't quite know what your two's connection is, but I know it meant enough to you to hurt you. Okay. Okay. To be affected by it, more to the point. Ten of Wands, Two of Swords. See, I did not mean to pull a fourth, but there's that Eight of Wands again, so the things happen in tarot for a reason. Somebody is slowly but surely, despite all the massive burden and confusion, and not fully understanding why we feel burdened and confused. Knight of Pentacles, somebody nonetheless, no matter how slowly, is starting to come around to this concept of communication. Yeah, it's been a minute. So I know that pain's been lingering with you even after the deal has been done, but the thing is, it's not really a deal. It seems like it's done. I see why you might think it's done, but it's not the deal. The deal was the lesson. And getting us to our higher form, embracing what we want, embracing who we are as people, and becoming our highest quality selves without resisting so much the lesson behind it. And I know it's all very terribly vague, very standard tarot stuff, I know, but if we can push past our own sense of exhaustion and confusion, and I don't know what to do, and just continue to move forward, something will be presented in time that comes in the form of communication. Okay, possibly about readdressing this. All right, I do hope this helped you. I know it was terribly vague, but that's tarot, and that's also without clarification. But hopefully that helped you. Let me know, put in the comments as you see fit. I will see you in your next round of readings. Take care. Be well. Aquarius, welcome to your mid-month. We're going to do a brief yours and theirs. Show me. Show me Aquarius, please. Show me Aquarius in their person. Show me Aquarius in their person. Show me Aquarius in their person. Show me Aquarius in their person, please. Feel free to reverse those energies as it applies, but we're technically going to start with your side, okay? Show me Aquarius, please. Five of Pentacles, Nine of Wands, Resistance, Ace of Pentacles. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Hold on. Yeah, they want to keep it together with you. You're not so sure. There is a big part of you that's resisting breakage to a situation, and it's a comprehensive situation. It's like you don't want it to happen, but you don't know if you can keep it going. It's somewhere in between there. What that is, I could not say. Part of you is tempted to put more work into it. Part of you is tempted to go towards new altogether. You haven't made up your spiritual energy yet towards this. I just know that you are exhausted by the subject, and you really don't want to think about it anymore, but it's still with you. You're kind of afraid to break from it, but at the same time, you're also afraid to keep going in it. That's the best way I can describe it without clarifying it. The Ace of Pentacles can either be new or renew. And right now I see something that's lingering that absolutely exhausts you, but it's not entirely done with. So you have that option to put more of yourself into it, renew, or break from this altogether and go for new. The person connected to you, they want to keep on keeping on. The Magician, Ten of Pentacles, the King of Wands. Not only do they want to keep the dynamic in play, they want it to be stronger than it was. They're showing me a lot of determination towards this, with passion. They're saying, I want this. Whatever this Ten of Pentacles they have with you, they see it as a Ten of Pentacles. You see it as something that is exhausting you and causing you to feel like you're at the point of break. And it's like you two have very different perspectives about this foundation or the quality of your particular lives. They're saying, I like it, I love it, I want more of it. The Magician, Ten of Pentacles, King of Wands, they're like, don't fix what ain't broke. I love it. I love it here. Let's keep going. Let's keep doing us. That's interesting. Let's see that shared. Three of Pentacles, Two of Swords, Death. You're literally thinking you don't know if you can keep giving to this. So I don't know where this exhaustion's coming from, but it's real and it's valid, and I acknowledge it. And why your energy is so remarkably different from theirs, I could not say. Because from their energetic point of view, they want to keep it going as the day is long. Whew! I'm fired up for this Ten of Pentacles. But you also seem to be suggesting to me, well, the work falls on me. That's interesting. And perhaps it does. It's a relationship. Let's make no mistake about that. Four of Wands. Relationship and or commitment. Four of Wands, Ten of Pentacles. Yes. Yeah, we're talking not casual relationship. Not that I can see. This is when we have roots. Your family knows their family and friends. Inner circle of friends and different commitments at different levels and exchanges of careers and monetary values. All that. All that. And that's, so this is making this none the easier for you because the complexity or the stakes are very high surrounding this. It is a relationship. The shared energy isn't quite so shared. It's more from the perspective of, I can't see myself giving any more to this. Perhaps we are better off as friends, or perhaps that's as best functionary levels as we can have. Because I see you over here. I don't know if I'm ready to break with this, but I don't know if I can keep fighting for it. You see your foundation as not healthy. And it's exhausting you, and you don't know how much of yourself you can continue to put into it. They're like, all is well. What are you talking about? And the thing is, they don't look like they're lying. Energetically, I mean, I'm not clarifying, but energetically, they're not lying. It's looking like they really believe it. So why are your two perspectives so very, very different? That's up to you, to the individual Aquarius at the end of the day, and that's if this makes sense to you, if it resonates at all. It may not. But yeah, you have that choice, honey. You have that damnable choice. Do I continue to put myself into this, or do I go for new? Because right now you're leaning towards ending it. You're exhausted, honey. You're exhausted propping this up. So maybe all the responsibility does fall on you. Maybe you're like, the reason why they have such good energy, Christina, is because they're not the one contributing to any of this financially or otherwise. I'm the one maintaining the stability, but I'm the one that least gets to enjoy it. That's could very well be it. Because you have this burden of pentacle attached to you many times. And they're like, I enjoy it. You know? And they're like, you are, but I'm not. So it's too confusing. It's too confusing. You can't see the cooperative effort here. Like, what are you contributing to this? I can't see it. Death. So that means I don't know if I can personally keep giving to this, because I don't see where your part's coming into play. So I don't know. I don't want to make this person a bad guy. You're the one that's doing the heavy contemplation, and it's in the heaviness of your energy is real. So I just know that they're like, what are you talking about? This is great. Our foundation's awesome. What are you talking about? In Aquarius, you have a completely different perspective. Your two perspectives needs to interchange, because you say you're not wiser for wear about the participation and or contributive efforts, and at best maybe you two can call yourself friends, and that's on a good day. Damn. You know? I'm not trying to minimize it, honey, but your two perspectives need to meet. I'm talking conversation here, because it looks like you're keeping this to yourself, and they have no idea or no clue. And here we are in a relationship. Something to think about. Okay, I'm not here to tell you what to do. All I can do is read to you the cards and why it looks so completely out of proportion to me. That means a conversation needs to happen, because some people truly are oblivious about the roles they're playing, even while they're right there with you. I was like, I didn't know I was doing that, or I had no idea that I was taking away, and I had no idea I wasn't contributing enough. That legitimately does happen. It really does. It's just the dynamic isn't always obvious until you're in it every day, you know? It happens on the emotional level too. You ever been in a relationship where you know you're carrying all the emotional weight and the other person's just la-di-da-di-da, I'm living it up, safe, secure, and feeling loved. I'm not necessarily giving it back because I'm so assuming that everything is all in well. You know what I'm saying? That happens in the emotional world too. Advice, please. How would you advise Aquarius? How would you advise? It happens in the physical world. It's always on me. Ten of Cups, Page of Cups, Justice. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Let's try to open up. I know your energy is exhausted, and physically too. It's not just spiritual. It's not just emotional. You're physically exhausted. I know. But the advice is exactly reflecting what I'm saying. You two need to have an exchange of emotional experiences. Okay? Because it's way off. It's way off. How you're experiencing it and how they are two different things. So you two need to level out and try to meet somewhere in the middle. I'm not saying it's going to work out. I'm not going to say it's going to be happily ever after. What I am saying is to get the immediate pressure off of you and to get the immediate feeling of badness off of you, we need to open up. You cannot take everybody's awareness, as I was saying, you cannot take person's awareness or sense of feeling for granted. They ought to know. You know what really screws up relationships is when people say that, well, they should know. I shouldn't have to say anything. They should know. That is the best way to fuck up your relationship. Anybody. They should know. I shouldn't have to say anything. They should know. You should also know that's a recipe for making a difficult situation that much worse. So when you're two way off, how you experience it, how they do, we got to deflate that. So let's open up. I'm not saying open up to live happily ever after. I'm saying realistically open up, even in the smallest of ways, to emotionally harmonize this situation. Okay? You might think they have a responsibility to know, and they're not, and that's why they're so carefree. And they probably have no idea how much you are feeling. That's negative. So let's share. It's time to share those perspectives. I hope this helps you. Put in the comments as you see fit. I will see you at your next reading. Take care. Be well. Gemini, welcome to your mid-month. We're going to do a brief yours and theirs. Show me Gemini in their person, please. Show me Gemini in their person. Show me Gemini in their person. Show me Gemini in their person, please. What's going on? Show me Gemini in their person, please. I'm going to start with your sign, but of course, reverse roles as they apply, more so with yours and theirs, yeah? For your side, Two of Wands, a little bit of waiting, the Empress, the Six of Swords. Okay, you took your time to make a decision. It was a powerful one. Congratulations to you. You didn't rush into it. You took your time with it, and good. It put you in a good position. I don't know what this is, and I'm sorry it's so very vague. I'm not clarifying today. I just know that it was a decision, an active one, Two of Wands, so that means you didn't neglect it, you didn't jerk it around, you didn't jerk yourself around, you took your time to actively make a decision that was in your best interest. And the reason why I know that is because the Empress is here. And the Empress has decided, in the vein of her existence, okay, of being her most powerful self, powerful enterprise, powerful entity, she decided she needed to move on. So the whole point of being the Empress is productivity. Now, I know that sounds like a business term, but that applies to everything in life. Our highest form at the highest producing value. That means everything. And she cannot work in contrary to that principle. That means she can't exist when she's contrary to herself. So, you have decided in all your Gemini glory that as the Empress, everything that makes you you at the highest value was best moved forward. Okay? Okay, let's see who's surrounding you. Queen of Swords, the Fool, the Six of Pentacles. I have someone here that said they wanted to open up towards you and balance things out. It's looking like our two wants here did not meet. Okay, what's shared? Nine of Wands. No, they did not meet at all. I don't know this person. You do. I'm not clarifying. They could be a complete asshole. On the surface, their energy looks fine. It does. It looks normal, functioning energy. Okay. But again, I'm not clarifying. Let's see your overview. Ace of Swords, you're like, I know the truth, Christina. I know. Well, that's for you to know. That is indeed your truth. Ace of Swords, it's crystal knowledge, but not just that, it's the sword. That means it has to be acted upon. Thought, action, right? You had both. I'll think it. And while their energy says it's open towards you, that it really is. They've made up their mind about that. Queen of Swords, the Fool, I am determined and I've made up my mind to open up towards Gemini. I want to balance shit out. Six of Pentacles. Cool. You're like, Nine of Wands, the World, the Wheel of Fortune. It's kind of like saying peace be with you. And if we ever run into each other again, may it be under better terms and conditions. Damn. But it's also realistic. It's realistic. If you really felt, you took the time out, Two of Wands, Empress, I got to make a decision here, move on. You didn't rush it. You took your time. And you said this, and again, this is what I want people to understand. When I see shit like this, Six of Swords, the World, you're giving me a really good example of that today. When I say, when you understand something is in your best interest because it serves you and that it doesn't, that's what this looks like. You can't keep everyone. You just can't. And not everyone who wants to be kept can be either. That's the difference between a sane, functioning human being and someone who isn't. You know, if you said this isn't going to work and it runs contrary to who I am and that we can't be balanced, and you mean it because you tried it, by the way. Nine of Wands, what's that? The Insanity card, doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results, which tells me you've already tried that. And you acknowledge it, Ace of Swords, it weren't working. The World, Wheel of Fortune. Things might change in time. There's an admission there. Things might change in time. Perhaps you and I can be better people at different places and different times. But you want something different than me. You know, so there you go. It's pretty straightforward, solid mid-month. I'm not saying this didn't come at cost you. I'm not saying it didn't hurt you, but the Empress knows better. She has to know her worth, and it's either for production or it's anti-production, the best parts of you. So there you go. It's in your interest to move forward. That's it. All right, advice, please. It's pretty straightforward. I don't think you need too much advice, honey, if I'm being honest. It's looking pretty straightforward. I mean, again, I'm not clarifying. I'm not assuming that they're a bad person, but something about this dynamic says enough is enough. It's not working. You can keep coming back at me. I want to balance. I want to balance, and I can keep saying I want to balance too. But the results are the results are the results, right? And you are very, very good with results. It speaks for itself or it don't. It either got the data to back it up or it don't. So you saying over and over again, I want to open up to this and balance it, and it still won't. Ergo, 2 + 2. I got it. So I don't know anything about this person. I don't think they're bad. It's just for some reason in this equation you said we've done this. We've done this. And if we ever meet each other again, may we be better people. There's that admission there that you might see them again. So that tells me you're informed, which tells me you know that there's a good chance it might happen. That you appreciate connections like this, how sometimes they go and they sometimes come back. So that tells me you're kind of informed on the spiritual side, yeah? I like that little admit. There it is again, the world. I can't make this shit up if I tried. 9 of Swords and Chariot, that's it. You're done with the anxiety and the stress associated with this. You got to move forward. You're not trying to be an asshole. You didn't swear him out. I don't think so. You looked very calm. You took your time out. Think about it, because you've done the exhaustion fighting for this. You've done it. You've done the stress. You've done the stress. You've done the stress. You've done the stress. You're done with the stress. Chariot, move it forward. Okay? There you go. I hope this helped you. Let me know if it fit you. You know, put in the comments as you see fit. I'll see you at your next reading. Take care. Be well. Libra, welcome to your mid-month. We're going to do a brief yours and theirs. No clarifiers. Show me. Show me Libra and their person. Show me Libra and their person. Show me Libra and their person. Show me Libra and their person, please. What's going on for Libra? Show me Libra and their person, please. We're going to start with your side, but like always, reverse energies as it applies more so with yours and theirs. All right. What's going on? 7 of Cups. 9 of Pentacles. Well, don't you just look good? King of Cups. You look great, honey. I love this. 7 of Cups, 9 of Pentacles, King of Cups. You're showing me a sense of this is me. This is who I am. This is where I'm at in life. These are my decisions. These are my coins. This is my heart. I know what's up. And you're like, yeah, I might be looking. Okay. Because that King of Cups has a huge heart. He does. And when King or Queen of Cups, when they're ready to look around at options in love, they know that they're ready to do so. So you're telling me that you are ready to do so. I can see 7 of Cups for people all day long. That doesn't mean it's positive. It's like, well, I'm just curious, or I just want to be, you know, emotionally satisfied, but I'm not actually trying to commit. I don't want it to be anything. I just want to know that I have the option. A lot of people, in a very shallow way, take comfort in knowing they have options. That doesn't mean they're actually open for business, but they like to present to other people that they are. It makes them feel good. It's an ego thing. You're telling me you're open for business because you mean it, and you actually are looking at some cups. You'd be interested. You're like, show me what you got. I'm 9 of Pentacles, I'm King of Cups, I'm good. It's either going to go somewhere or it doesn't. I'm okay with that. That's what the point of King of Cups is. My heart's open towards this. I'm single, I'm free. Why not? Let's take a look at some cups, yeah? Let's see if there's anyone surrounding you. Yes, there's Ace of Cups, Page of Wands, the Hermit. They want to open up towards you. They want to be one of those 7 of Cups, but they want to be taken seriously. They're shopping too, but their heart's at the highest capacity with the Ace of Cups. So they have a very strong understanding of themselves. They have... The Ace of Cups, of course, is the King of Cups master symbol. And it's the idea of my heart's full, and that means it's ready to break off into 2. Okay? They are open for business, Page of Wands, but they're not exactly the type that's rushed. The Hermit, this is someone who's like a healer, calm, wise. Okay, they don't rush, they don't go fast, but they are telling me that they are open for business too. I don't know how much shared energy I'm gonna get. This is looking new to me. 2 of Swords, the 7 of Wands. Okay, so you're showing me your past orientation. I got it. 2 of Swords, 7 of Wands, the Queen of Cups. You see where you are compared to where you were. For while you were defensive, nope. Nope. I don't know what my feelings are about this. Nope, 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 nope. So you went through a really strong nope phase. So it's looking like you exited that. And I say shared, but sometimes it's singular. Yours is straight up singular. I can kind of see where you came from. We were declining options. You couldn't see options. Yes, your heart was getting better. Yes, it was getting fuller, but it still wasn't ready. Okay. Again, the obligation of the King, Queen of Cups is to understand the readiness of their own heart. Here you're telling me you're ready. And in the recent past, not so much. But you got there, right? Obviously, writing off the back of a pre-existing ending, yada, yada, yada. We got it. Overview of the Chariot, and now you're in that place of moving forward. You might have some very strong water in your chart, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. But I get it. I get it. I get it. You were not in a place to accept love cups or anybody's interest or anything like that. You had some stuff to work through. You were a little defensive for a while. Your walls were up. And, you know, emotionalities confused you, especially if you were writing off the back of an ending. And now you're in a position now, literally now, here, possibly quite literally in Cancer season. You're like, I'm good. You know, I'm good. I'm in a good place now. I'm stable. 9 of Pentacles. I know what my worth is. I've worked very hard for everything I have. King of Cups. My heart's in a good space now. Okay? I don't feel so weird and I don't feel so defensive. I'm ready to move forward. And yeah, I don't know who this person is, but it's looking like you will be connecting with them relatively soon. It could literally be Virgo, by the way. It doesn't have to be, but FYI. Cancer, as I've said, heavy water orientation in the general sense. But yeah, this is someone who takes their time. They're a little slower, but they're steady, they're calm, and they're experienced. They tend to walk the path. So again, they might be a healer or someone who's very, very deep, or just someone has that deep emotional and or human intelligence. You know what I mean? But it looks good. It looks good. When you start talking to this person, it'll be nice. It looks very comfortable. You can be yourself, and I think they can be themselves, and that's the best kind of thing. There you go. Let's get some advice for you. It's looking like it's happening soon, honey. If not now, soon. It might have just started to open up towards you this Cancer season. Okay. Let's get some advice, please. There it is. 8 of Wands, the Lovers, the Devil. I hope you get ready for a wild ride, honey. No, I'm not saying that as bad. I'm really not. That is some very strong energy, I grant you. Here's a twist. I weren't expecting that. And it's got me scratching my head a little bit. This might be someone you used to know. I mean, you can get mad. I don't know what the purpose of that would be, but the cards are the cards, baby. 8 of Wands. I got communicate. I said you'd be talking soon. So that would also explain the Hermit, someone who might have mended their energy, and they might have a fresh heart towards you. Plot twist. Oh, honey, I wish I was clarifying today, but I can't. I'll be accused once more of bias. You love Libra more than us. I get that shit all the time. Oy. No, it might be someone we used to know, but it was unrequited. So let me tell you about that. The Lovers plus the Devil. In my experience in tarot, when these two are together, 2 things. Incredibly sharp, razor thin sharp connection. The kind that you both feel it to the point of pain. A little bit sometimes. Not saying it's supposed to be a painful connection, but the reason why you feel that sharpness of pain is because of how natural it is and how much you can't have it. Unrequited. Now, I'm saying that unrequited. Typically, it's because one person's ready and the other person isn't, but you both feel it. It doesn't mean they're not ready forever. Sometimes you two switch off. You're ready, they're not. They're ready, you're not. That thing. With that kind of intensity, it can feel inexplicably intense, strongly connected, beyond rhyme or reason. Anything that you have intellectually understood to pre-exist in relationships, emotionally pre-exist in your relationship experience, that kind of thing. Because it seems to defy all the laws of gravity of relationships as we understand it, right? And that's where that sharpness comes in. It's like you two know, it's like you were made for each other. And then there's that pain that neither one of you is living up to the relationship. So again, somebody's ready, the other person isn't. So if that's the case, that might explain why I'm saying the Hermit here. Somebody here might have done some very deep healing to get to where they are in order to reemerge with a new heart or a fresh heart. I don't know. You seem to be ready and comfortable. Okay. And then, of course, there's always that one proviso I have to put out there. This could be a brand new person altogether, and you might be hearing from the old ex soon. So, but that's a hell of an ex, right? That's really intense. That could be one of the reasons why you went through a phase of I'm not ready and I'm guarded. I don't know. You get to figure out which Libra you are. So it's either a very intense connection coming back with this person being a little bit more on the side of ready and healed, or this is a brand new person and you're going to be hearing from that person soon. Okay. Good news is that it's looking like you're in a position to handle it regardless of which Libra you identify with. That's coming in sooner rather than later. Either way, good luck to you. All right, put in the comments as you see fit. I'll see you at your next reading. Take care. Be well. Taurus, welcome to your mid-month baseline reading only, no clarification. We're going to do a brief yours and theirs. Show me. Show me Taurus and their person. Show me Taurus and their person. What's going on for Taurus, please? What's going on, please, for Taurus and their person? Now, of course, since it is yours and theirs, feel free to reverse energies as it applies, but we're technically going to start with your side. Okay? What's going on, please, for Taurus? Yeah, Queen of Wands. Oh, yeah. King of Cups. Oh. You know, I never know what to do with you sometimes. Seriously, I don't... Are they... Did I like your Celtic cross? I think I did. Did... You... I just went through so many emotions right now. I was like, oh. It was... So you got some stuff going on, okay, in here. Queen of Wands, King of Cups, the Devil. Now, that's a lot of emotional fluctuation. It's intense, so it's real, it's authentic. Okay, I'm not saying it's not. You can't have that level of without it being or coming from a real and genuine place. It's just, honey, what? Oh my, that's just so much. That's just, there's only so much you can. Oh my. Okay. I mean, I got somebody who wants to talk to you, so that's good. Page of Pentacles, Eight of Wands, the Fool. Spiritually speaking and realistically speaking, they would like to talk to you. Let's see that shared energy here real quick. Strength, the Four Cups, the Lovers. You and the Lovers lately. Just Lovers this and Lovers that and Lovers lasagna. The Emperor trying to be like, okay. Well, the more you're like that and you've got intense feelings, that's just going to amplify your devil. So let's just get that out of the way. And don't be, or please don't take offense to the devil. We all have one from time to time. And as I said, like anything in tarot, it's a tool. The more you understand your personal devil, the more likely you are to confront it, deal with it, change it, get rid of it, or transform it, right? So essentially, it's a tool. Your particular devil is attached to your heart with the King of Cups. Now, we know the King of Cups is, it's a big feeler. He's a big feeler guy, but he's emotionally possessive. In other words, I own these feelings, I own that feeling. I'm mature enough to say that. I know what I'm feeling, and I don't apologize for it. Let me tell you what's up. Let me tell you how I feel. He's not shy about it. Or the Queen of Cups. That's their superpower, is they can literally say, these are my feelings. There you go. Take of that what you will. And the devil's attached to it. I was like, oh, hell no. We are not saying none of that. We're not saying none of that. No. My King of Cups can go off. It's not. I ain't saying none of it. So that's a pretty tight clamp. Okay, on the feelings here, the old heart department. That's a lot of red tape right there. And there's the Queen of Wands, so it's not just your heart, honey. It's your passion too that you have a really tight clamp on. And I don't know why, because those are some very beautiful pieces that you have in you. I see that for you often. The beauty that's within you and what you allow yourself to do are often two different things. You have, like always, huge feelings in you, and the potential of them are beautiful and gorgeous. For you to exist in them, that is beautiful and gorgeous in and of its own right. Never mind someone else. The fact that you would allow yourself to feel these feelings, well, that's just you respecting you, isn't it? I have these feelings. I have that will. I have that kind of love. I have that kind of passion. I have that kind of drive. I have that kind of determination. I have that kind of oomph in me. No, devil. Screw that. I don't know where that reaction comes from, but it's a pretty damn strong reaction to clamp down on the best parts of you. And I see it as a fear reaction. The only reason I'm saying it's fear because what precedes it is not a lie. If it was a lie, like a 7 of Swords or a 5 of Swords, I'd be like, Taurus, honey, you got some shit you need to work out. But what's preceding it is the Queen of Wands, the King of Cups. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. You're a very robust Taurus with a lot of once more feeling inside you. But the Taurus I'm looking at is almost having a hyper reaction about what they allow to express. Like it's a bad thing. I can't feel these feelings. It's bad. It's a fear reaction. A fear reaction that's something that's so innate in you, but I don't know how in tune you are with it because it's so strong. You know, it's how big is that devil that you're not going to allow your heart out or your passion out? Because they're both one and the same here. And then I got somebody connected to you, Page of Pentacles, 8 of Wands, the Fool. That's just light and airy and lovely and I would dare say fluffy. It's it's lovely. It's like, I would love to talk to Taurus. I would love to. I'll be the Fool. Fuck it. I'll be the Fool. Open up. Let's talk. You want to talk? Let's talk. It's really that simple. I don't see any maliciousness in that energy. I don't see anything. Again, I'm not clarifying. I'm very curious about that, but like always, if I clarify for you, people are going to say you're being favorite and biased and okay, always. So I can't have that. But I'm not seeing nor am I sensing maliciousness in this person. They generally say I would love to open up and talk to Taurus. That's all I got from them. And then the shared energy gives me a little bit more of a backstory. So we got Strength, 4 Cups, the Lovers. Ooh, strong connection here. And as I was just explaining to Libra, that's my reference point. It snaps back. I don't know why I do that, but it helps. And as I was explaining to Libra, they also had the Devil and the Lovers. You know, and that's usually the first indication to me of unrequited. So, very strong connection. It's intense to the point of razor. It's like a razor sharp pain. Now, those kind of intense spiritual connections, like, why would they cause me pain, Christina? Well, when the devil's next to it or around it or near it, it usually suggests unrequited. So that means someone's on, the other person's off. You both feel it. You both feel it to a level of intensity that defies odds. It makes no sense. It's going to be a right pain in your ass. It makes no contextual sense on the surface. That's like, there is no reason I should be connected with you. You are nothing like me. Yeah, that's the idea. That's why it's the most challenging. It has to overcome our suspicions, our trust issues, about how we build into it, how we build ourselves into it, what we are confrontational with ourselves about, and situations. And it's so challenging, and it can be so rewarding. But when it's unrequited, that means the devil stepped in and kept the dynamic from being what it needed to be. And that's because we as humans have say. So the gods, the universe, the spirit, the saints, and whomever it is you name by, they have say in terms of, you were supposed to meet this person. Have fun with that. It's going to teach you some shit. And then when humans are like, the fuck is this? And then we screw it up because that's what humans do, you know. And typically in that dynamic, one person's on, the other person's off. I'm ready, you're not. Okay, let's break away, circle around this wagon, come back to it in 10 years. That happens all the time. And I see you have that particular dynamic with somebody where it's razor sharp, intense, a connection that hits you in ways that you can't quite define or articulate. It's the kind of shit that keeps you up at night. It fucks with your head, it fucks with your heart. And you're like, why can't I leave it alone? And that's what this kind of, and you got that written in spades. That's why I'm trying to emphasize it to you, honey, because you got it written in spades. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 majors just on a baseline. That's 3, 6, 9, 10. Yeah, so you're that Taurus I'm looking at today who feels something like this, and it provokes so much, as we were discussing, emotional intensity in you. And because it's so unrequited and because it's so lopsided and uncertain and scary, it's provoked a fear response in you, and what otherwise would be normal, natural, organic feeling in you. Huge heart, huge sense of passion, and where it is you would like to point it and what it means to you and how you would like to express it. Fear response. And so I've got you almost hyper reacting to a situation that I know hits you on a personal level, and it can feel cutting, but also beautiful, and it attracts you at the same time. It repels you because it's fearful. It's fearful, but it makes you feel so much. Yes, exactly. So I got strength in the Four of Cups. It's strength here. We're not trying to feel the upset and the disappointment with the Four of Cups. Trying to be strong around this particular emotional upheaval. Like, it doesn't affect me, it doesn't affect me. And that's where I see your Emperor standing in and saying, like, what do we talk about with that, you know? And that's more of a control thing here, being strong. And I'm seeing that as trying to be strong is ultimately just another result of your fear response to feeling so much intensity. Instead of allowing yourself to give to it, or allowing yourself to even feel it for you personally, never mind whatever this is, right? It's like you're even afraid to feel it on your own. Never mind, you know, in a dynamic. Okay, so what's going on here? Right now, I see you intentionally emotionally connected to this, even while you're trying to not feel like you're emotionally connected to this. Your Emperor's trying to do that stiff upper lip, badass thing, I'm in control. It's really just a hyper reaction, a fear response to the intensity of this. I see it here, written many, many times. Their energy is very interesting. It's just like, okay. Yes. The Fool for Taurus, why not? So I don't know, but they're telling me that they'd be willing to invest in that in the smallest of ways. Page of Pentacles to the Eight of Wands. Yeah, okay. You know, I'd be willing to invest in some communication with you, that kind of thing. And so if you feel it, they do too. It's just like how they've handled it is very different from yours. They see it as a point of openness and a chance to open one's spirit. And to allow themselves to feel the connection or engage with it in some way. After that, I can't really read it. This is as much as I have. But I know it's real and it's felt on both sides. I think yours is more coming from that side as I'm not ready, or I don't know if I can accept this. To accept the Lovers is to accept the fact that you have such huge feelings for yourself and for it, okay, for them. That kind of thing. They're like, I would just be happy to talk with you. So they have a very different processing system about this. Okay, let's get some advice, please. I'm sorry it was so roundabout, but honey, that's just so much data. Well, data. There's just so much energy here, and as much as I'd like to break it down, I cannot. And I'm trying to give you as much of my comprehensive skill towards this as I can. So I hope that it helps you. If it helps you, they're not desiring for much in terms of just practical communication. Yeah, literally the translation is I'd be open to that. They might have an easier time processing the connection. Okay, say in comparison to yourself, which is not an insult, it's not a judgment, so please don't take it as one. It's just your two's reactions are very different. You know, okay? All right. Somebody's very upset about an ending. There you go. Somebody's very upset about an ending. The idea of I'll get hurt or I'll get hurt again is too high for someone. How the ending occurred at all is going to come down to how we approached it to begin with. Okay, so you're right. You should be fearful of an ending if you try to re-engage with something and there's no different approach to it, because then it's a true cycle of the Lovers that's unrequited. If we do not change or grow, then the Lovers is best left undone. If we're not willing to look at it differently, approach it differently, or allow ourselves to feel in it, we're going to get the same results. So in that respect, you anticipating being hurt by it or abandoned by it is real and valid, because it will happen again. If we reapproach an old connection the same way, without doing anything different in it or allowing ourselves to be influenced or changed by it, we're going to get the same results. So in that respect, I agree with you. Okay? So while they might be open to communicating with you in that aspect that they would be willing to try even this little bit, if you're like, no, fuck that, it's just going to hurt me again, then you're probably right. Because you've already made up your mind that it's right. Okay? We don't, you've heard me say it 1,000 times, no change plus no change equals no change. And the whole point of lovers is to challenge ourselves to change because we want to, not because we have to, but because we want to. We see parts of ourselves that are missing in the other person, but we also see some of the better parts that are in us, in that person too. They're not supposed to be like us, you know, and if you break away, you come back, it's because you've learned some shit, and you put what you've learned together. And then the odds of it breaking again go down. But if we just keep doing it over and over again and no one's willing to change or allow themselves to feel, grow, yeah, we're going to get the same results. So, so it's just something to think about. The fear of abandonment's here. There's no point. But also, it could be in the reverse or the other direction as well. Emotional harmonization. It just depends if someone's willing to kill off that sense of fear. So this is where we see death in the positive, not the negative. This was already a negative concept. Death can override that. Okay. That fear of abandonment. That fear of being hurt. Okay. We can do away with that. Okay. That's part of that fear response. Okay. It's possible. Anything's possible. With a connection like that, you're damn right. Anything's possible. I hope this helped you. Put in the comments as you see fit. I'll see you for your next reading. Take care. Be well. Virgo, welcome to your mid-month. We're going to do a brief yours and theirs, baseline reading only. What's Virgo? I was ready to say, what's Virgo got going on? I have no idea why I phrased it like that, but there you go. What's Virgo got going on? No. What's going on, please? For Virgo and their person, and for those of you like, but Christina, I'm not with anyone. How does it apply to me? Well, if you have a relationship with other people, family and friends, that's your person. It either fits the situation and or dynamic or it doesn't. That's it. What's going on, please? For Virgo and their person. Show me Virgo and their person. Show me Virgo and their person. Let's do, I feel like there's one more in here. Hold on. What's going on, please? Okay. What's going on, please, for Virgo? Feel free to reverse the roles as it applies, more so with yours and theirs, but technically we're going to start with your side, okay? All right, Seven of Swords, the Hierophant, Page of Swords. Part of you is tempted to dodge something, and you really feel like you shouldn't, and you're struggling with it. There's a part of you that's really wanting spiritual growth in a particular area. This is not a judgment for me, guys. Please don't take it as that. It's just not. It's the cards, okay? I don't want you to get upset unnecessarily. Just because I'm seeing negativity, everyone gets hit with it from time to time. So, Seven of Swords, the Hierophant, the Page of Swords. P.S. You might have some Taurus in your chart, not the point. There's a part of you that is craving spiritual growth and development. I see you trying to work through something that says this needs your spiritual attention, and you're like, I don't want to give it my spiritual attention. I don't want to. I don't want to expand. I'll think about it. Page of Swords. So there's this idea that something that you want to avoid, you do. And again, not a judgment. Seven of Swords, there's no pretty way to address it. There just isn't. But your spiritual side with the Hierophant, right? That guy, he's kind of like, we probably should though, don't you think, Virgo? And you're like, Page of Swords, maybe. It's an interesting concession. Who surrounds you? The Tower, the Three of Wands, the King of Pentacles. Wow. Somebody wants to solve some shit, but they are being patient. I will say that. There's this idea of I want to rip this open and talk about it, but I understand if it can't be immediately addressed. That's intriguing. That's absolutely intriguing. King of Pentacles, practical, reliable. So this person's not terribly comfortable with change either, but they do understand to some extent that something needs to be addressed. And they're kind of like waiting on you to show more signs of comfort level with it. And I'm not trying to show comfort. I'm not comfortable with the topic, Christina. I know what they want to talk about. I want to talk about it. I don't know if it's a conversation, but you see what I'm saying. They're like, we need to talk about this. I'm not trying to upset you, but it is a difficult topic, but we can take our time with it. Three of Wands, no pressure, but I am looking at you to discuss this. Something like that. This person does want to actively address a difficult subject, I believe. And you're like, So they are willing towards them a development concept. I want to work through this. And I know it's not going to be easy for you or me, but I'm willing to do it. That's what they're saying. And you're like, no. Again, not an accusation. It's such a different contrast. It's been tabled. It's been tabled. The discussion has been tabled, but it's going to get back to it because of the star. Okay. And the Three of Pentacles. We want some cooperation here. It's on a delay, but there's this idea of what are we doing. It's very rough. I apologize. Let's pull an overview here for you. Queen of Pentacles. You want to get into a place of just being comfortable, right? You really want to stabilize. Yeah, you know, you want to feel comfortable, stable, resourceful. It's kind of like, don't rock the boat right now. All right, I'm feeling a certain way, and I don't know if I'm ready to address that particular reality topic just yet. You know, I want to feel better, and maybe they know that, and that's why they're showing some respectful distance regarding the subject, but it's like we do need to get back to it because I am seeing delay over these major concepts. You're like, I'm just trying to be quiet and comfortable right now. If some of you are regrouping your strength or your energies, or you're like, I don't know. But right now it's kind of like I'm more in my comfort zone than I am and interested in discussing this. You know, and so if you're in a particular boat that you don't want rocked and there's a kind of a difficult subject on the table, I can kind of see where we're mentally and, well, dodging something that's not very comfortable, but we understand spiritually we probably need to address it. And the subject matter between you two, I can't quite tell. It's a little fuzzy. I just know it's on delay. The Hanged Man. We want to have consideration about perspective here. What's the long-term goal? I don't know if it has to do with work or the construct that you two have between each other. But it's kind of like, what's the long-term vision here? Are we on the same page with this? Three of Pentacles is the basic constructive efforts between you and someone else. Are we friends? Do we have further reaching goals than this? Are we both cooperating at the same level? Do we both have the same vision for us down the long term? Because that star at the end of the day is the vision, the big one, the comprehensive one, the one that's so many years down the road. Okay, desires, hopes, dreams. And we're having a hard time bringing that through, getting on the same page with the long-term goal or the long-term vision. And it might be that you two are very much on the same page once upon a time, and perhaps this person wants to check in to see if you're still headed in that direction. And part of you is avoiding that. You're just kind of like, I just want to be comfortable right now and maybe have some quiet time and me time and just take care of myself. I really don't want to approach this subject right now. I don't know, but it looks like it does need to happen, and I think you know that to some extent. That just doesn't mean that you're prepared for it, and perhaps that's why you're showing me Queen of Pentacles, is that you're just not prepared or in your comfort zone regarding this subject yet. We shall see. Well, actually, you will see. Not me so much. I'm not clarifying today. But it's fascinating. Are we cooperating? Do we have the same vision? Are we working towards the same goal? Do we still desire each other in that way? Are we better off as friends? What's going on? Something like that. Let's get some advice, please. Let's get some advice. Let's get some advice. It could be this person's anticipating something difficult and they want to talk about it and you don't. Like, that's not an option. Is that what that is? I want to talk to you about something difficult and I know it makes you uncomfortable, and you're like, you're damn right it does. I don't want to talk about it. Okay, that could be. I'm kind of leaning towards that. I know it's generic, but it feels right. Advice, please. Advice, please. Advice, please. I'm making rosemary chicken tonight. I'm just, my mouth, I'm just thinking about it, you know. Yeah, relationship energy, Four of Wands, Nine of Swords, the Queen of Wands. There's There's stress in this relationship, yeah. I mean, that's true for all relationships. Eventually they hit areas of stress, but it's something that's been on your mind. I believe that Queen of Wands is you. You might have some very distinct fire in your chart. I mean, I don't know. When it comes to this relationship, which is shared between you two, okay, it could be commitment. One singular person is continuously stressed by this conversation or topic. They've thought about it. You might have acted like you're not thinking about it, but the truth is it might be with you day and night, or it could be them. There's this energy behind it that says somebody might hyper-react to it negatively, a little fiery, a little temperamental. It's kind of like, I'm just trying to have good vibes in the relationship right now, and I don't want to, but the thing is like the more we avoid it, of course, ironically, but also obviously, we're just going to create more tension around the subject. So it's like saying, don't think about the white elephant. What's the first thing you're going to do? So the more you tell yourself, I don't want to think about it or deal with it, guess what? You're going to end up thinking, and eventually you're going to have to deal with it. So I'm more in the interest, Virgo honey, of you alleviating the stress. Okay. Sometimes I'm not saying you have to rush out and solve the problem today. If you say you need to relax and chill and take a minute to yourself, I believe you. But also do yourself the courtesy of start thinking of this on your own time. That's not stress-oriented, okay? But just really allowing yourself to feel it instead of just ruminating on the negative thoughts, okay? Why are you uncomfortable with this topic? What's going on? Why do you feel triggered by it? That kind of thing. It could be them. I just see them the one willing to discuss a difficult topic. It's not that it's not with you, it is. But the willingness to work through it for your highest good or the relationship's highest good, that's where we meet conflict. I know you just want to be calm and quiet and stable, but this seems to be a pressing matter. Okay, and I hope that you get into a place where you can work through it with your person. It's there. And it's going to come up eventually. This kind of thing is going to have to resolve itself at some point. Okay, I mean, you could leave it hanging, but you see where that gets you. You know. All right, I do hope this helped you. Put it in the comments as you see fit. I'll see you at your next reading. Take care. Be well. Capricorn, welcome to your mid-month. We're going to do a brief yours and theirs baseline only. What's going on, please? Oh dear, my throat just... Summer allergies, they're year-round for me, honey. Fall, spring, summer, winter. Oh yeah, year-round. It's fun. There's always something. There's always something. Especially when you live in Central Texas, there's always something. There's enough pollen for everybody. What's going on, please? Show me that Capricorn energy. Yes, I've tried everything, all the things, honey. I've been hyper reacting to pollen since I was a kid. Trust me, there is no one-shot bullet to fix all of it. Because, you know, when you're highly allergic to pollen, well, it doesn't really matter the type. There's a good chance you're going to have a reaction more than one. For me, it's like grass at this time of year. Let's see what's going on right now. It's not oak. Could be a little cedar, yeah. But mostly at this time of year, it's grass. But anyway, yeah, it's just every time I talk about my allergies, I get a slew of comments. Do this, do that. I've done it all. I've got a pretty good working method, for between me and my doctor. But yeah, trust me, if you've thought of it, if you've typed it, if you've said it, I've probably done it. At some point, you just learn to live with it and get on with it. But it doesn't mean it doesn't affect me. Of course it does. All right. Feel free to reverse energies as it applies for yours and theirs, but I'm going to technically start with your side, okay? All right. Queen of Wands, who else kicked it off with that? Two of Pentacles and the Three of Cups. Yeah, okay. Okay. You're like, I like that. It's a nice little concession. Okay. Maybe I could reconnect with them. Maybe. I'm not saying, I'm not committing to it, Two of Pentacles. I could see it. It's feasible. Hey, Queen of Wands, though, I mean, you're kind of tempted. You're kind of lit up for the idea of it. You kind of like it. You're like, yeah, okay, I could play with that. Okay, I could play around with that idea. Maybe. I might like it. Let's see. They want a little more than just reconnecting. They want a lot more. I just hope you know that, okay? You're thinking... The Capricorn I'm looking at today says, maybe we can get the band back together. Yeah. I can have the energy for that. Sounds fun. A little passionate, a little flirty. Little 3 connecting. Not too much though, 2 of Pentacles. Maybe. They're like Magician, 4 of Wands, the Hierophant. They got, honey, they got commitment all over their energy. Stamped, verified, certified, triple verified, okay? By the local justice. I'm talking like it's, they want marriage, they want relationship. So you're showing me very different concepts of this is what I want and this is what I can do. Just not too much. I'm just looking for some fun. Maybe we can connect or reconnect. A little bit. Nothing crazy. They're like marriage. Just something to be aware of. This person ain't play. They are not shopping. They're not casual shoppers. They're looking for the real deal. So just please be aware of that. If you're not in a position to know that you want something with that much depth attached to it, of course you're going to have that obligation of saying, I'm not really looking for anything. I'm just looking to have some fun at this time. And that's cute. Everybody knows what that means. You should. Everybody should know what that means. Casual, not full commitment. We have an obligation. And if that's true, that happens. I've felt like this before. It's like, no, that's just not where I'm at. I don't mind going out, having a drink, being social, but I'm not looking to get anything serious right now. And if that's true, that's a real and valid experience, all right? Not to be dismissed. It's part of human existence. But we also have the obligation of saying that that is the case. And that's the Capricorn I'm looking at. So it's not a knock, it's not a judgment, it's just where you are right now. And where this person's at right now is not a knock or a judgment either. They want a relationship, they know that. They also want it, like, legitimized. So they're manifesting it. So I don't know if they're necessarily manifesting it with you, but that seems to be the greater goal of them connecting with anything or anybody at all. So do keep that in mind, yes? All right. The 6 of Pentacles, 10 of Cups, the 5 of Wands. Can we meet somewhere in the middle, though? You know, if we balance, if you and I balance, if we both give and take a little bit, could we create maybe some emotional harmony, but without being in a full-on relationship? And that's where the tension's coming from, is the 5 of Wands. So, yeah, that's what I'm saying, the fairness of it. You know what you want, and that's how you want to balance. They know what they want, and that's how they want to balance. And your two balances are trying to come together, but it's not doing very well. So that tells me you're both attracted to each other. That tells me that you are both kind of like really interested in each other, but your values are different, at least at this time in both of your respective lives. Your sense of balance is, this is what's right for me, and that's correct. I will always advocate that you do what's right for you. What did I just say? If this is where you are, there's nothing wrong with that. Just know that's where you are. And if you know that that's where this person is, then you have an obligation to not try to balance with them. You know that, right? Because they're gunning for a relationship, all right? So while you might take pleasure in their company and you might be turned on by them, in the greater scheme of things, you have an obligation to play fair, okay? And they also have an obligation too. If they know that you're not looking to commit, they know they shouldn't be trying to get you into that place. You see what I'm saying? What's right for this person and what's right for you are right for the both of you. Your side, their side. But your two sides are not meeting very well. They're not. You're just in two different places in your goals in this life. You're not wrong, neither are they. But the more you try to force to meet in the middle, when neither one of you is happy with the results, they want more from me, and I always feel that pressure. Capricorn won't commit, and I feel that pressure. What you get instead of a harmonious nature between you two is tension. Tension by what's not there. You see what I'm saying? So don't put any more unnecessary strain on yourself or the situation that already exists. You balance for you, for what's right for you, so they can balance for them and what's right for them. Because when you two try to bring it together with the, we'll make it work, we'll meet somewhere in the middle, all it does is create more tension. Okay? Because what you want isn't happening. What they want isn't happening. So I understand attraction exists. I understand that you two probably have a good smashing time when you get together. But they got some long-term game attached to them, and you're like, I'm not there. Neither one of you is wrong. You're both right. Their right is their right. Your right is your right. And trying to force them halfway is just going to make you both miserable. Okay, it's just going to create more tension. Until you're ready to truly balance in an emotional, harmonious relationship, that tension's always going to exist as much as you might try. Okay, so bless you both for trying, but I just see like I can't give any more to this than what feels good and light and loose and easily connected. You're gunning for marriage and paper and the ring. I like hanging out with you. I do. You're fun and you're exciting, but you're in a place where you need this, and I'm in a place where I need that. Neither one of you's wrong. You know? Advice, please. Let's do some advice. Let's do some advice. Show me the advice, please. Show me the advice. And show me that advice, please, to Capricorn. You know, and I think you can relate. We've all had moments where, or times in our lives where we're like this, and there's other times in our lives when we were more like relationship-oriented. That's the human experience. And you can meet someone and be attracted to them, and you have all that energy, that lovely, but that doesn't mean you're still swinging in the same area of the spectrum. Okay. There you go. Different people, different times, different places. Page of Cups, Five of Cups, the Star. It's again, you're mourning and regretful of the vision that's not yours. You're trying to keep your heart open to something that you know isn't functioning. It's not your vision, it's not theirs, and it's kind of breaking both of your hearts, and it causes tension for you both. Okay, because again, the goals, the long-term vision, right? What we can see outwards, the desire, the hopes, the dreams, but it's further out. It's a regret. It's like we're trying to keep our heart open to it, but when we do, it just causes us more sadness because it's not happening. It's not happening. It's not what you want. It's not what they want. You know, it's a pretty straightforward reflection. And I admire the strength of conviction that they have that they want. So I don't know why they're trying to apply it to you when you don't want it. They need to be more in tune with their manifestation and stop trying to point it at you because you're not a good candidate for this. And you can probably stop pointing that kind of energy at them because you know it's not enough of what they're looking for, right? So you both have an obligation to maybe stop trying to force it to fit. Okay, there you go. I hope this helped you. You put it in the comments as you see fit, okay? I'll see you at your next reading. Take care. Be well. Scorpio, welcome to your mid-month. We're going to do a baseline reading of yours and theirs, no clarifiers. What's going on for Scorpio and their person? Show me Scorpio and their person. Show me Scorpio and their person, please. What's going on, please, for Scorpio? All right. What's going on for Scorpio, please? Feel free to reverse energies as it applies, since this is yours and theirs. However, we're technically going to start with your side. Okay? Okay. Eight of Swords. Don't know. Can't see it. Don't want to. Three of Pentacles. Six of Cups. Oh, boy. Soul bond. Yeah. I say it's a friend. Yeah. I don't want to think about them, Christina. Why are you bringing them up, Christina? Eh, well. I ain't trying to think about them. I ain't trying to feel about them. I ain't trying to think about them. I ain't trying to feel about them. I ain't trying. I know. Yeah. They ain't trying to think about you either. So it all works out. Why are we here? No, it's not. You know, Two of Swords, the Hierophant, and the Two of Pentacles. They're also saying they don't know what to do. Awesome. So between the two of you, neither one of you knows what's up or what to do or how to do anything about it. You, for your part, I will give you this credit. You recognize the importance of the connection for the soul bond. You know you love this person. Even if it's as a friend, you know that you still emotionally, even if you don't want to think about them, right? We've all been there, I understand. We don't want to think about them, but you admit they are a friend, or we get along really well, or we've known each other a long time. The point is that I recognize the importance of this connection. I do love them, even if they're as a friend. I just don't want to think about them, that's all. They're like Two of Swords. I don't want to think about you either. I'm just as confused. And they're confused. What they're confused about, I don't know. They're showing me the worst twos, and the twos I hate the most. The Two of Swords and the Two of Pentacles is like, there's really nothing I can do with that. There's really nothing they can do with that. It's willful blindness and also the inability to say, or rather the ability to say, I can do something about this. To say I can do something about this suggests that you might be confused, but at least you're willing to try. This person's like, I'm confused and I'm not willing to try. So whatever it is that they talk themselves out of it as soon as the thought occurs. It's like, I wouldn't even know how to begin to approach this mess. I'm done. Like that relinquishes us of all responsibility. Well, I don't know what to do, so therefore I do nothing. It's weird because this person has contradictory energy right smack in the middle with the Hierophant, who is so much bigger than both of those bullshit concepts. And this is a play for time. Two of Swords, Two of Pentacles is a play for time. I don't know what to do, and I don't have the answers right in front of my face. It requires me to put something of myself into it, but I'm going to say I don't know what, therefore I'm going to talk myself out of taking any action, therefore resolution. I absolve myself of all responsibility. That's why I hate those two, and I especially hate them when they're together. Okay. At least Two of Wands is the admission of active decision making, even if it takes a minute. Somebody says, I still have the responsibility to make a decision, even if it takes me a minute, but I'm working on it. Two of Swords, Two of Pentacles. Don't look at me. Don't. And then, like I said, getting back to my point, they have major, major energy right smack in the middle of who they are. The Hierophant. That's the spiritual Big Daddy. This is my higher self. Bullshit. The higher self doesn't get caught up in this Two of Swords and Two of Pentacles crap. It don't play. So I know that this person has much bigger spiritual mojo than they allow themselves to believe, or believe in themselves, or to act upon it. And I don't know why. You're doing your own thing with the Eight of Swords because it's like it's a personal to you. I love this person. I've known them a long time. I called them friend. I love my friend. And for that reason of the emotional attachment, you don't want to think about them. You know? I blind myself to the relationship. I blind myself to it because it hurts to feel about them. That's all you're telling me. And they give themselves no credit for being able to figure this out. None whatsoever. In fact, they've completely relegated any responsibility for having any part to play. It's like, if I don't see it, I don't have to do anything. Again, it's the worst combination in tarot. One of my opinions, this is my opinion, one of the worst combinations. And then, but then, no, it's a lie. It's a bullshit. I refuse to accept this as truth. This is not truth. This is a lie. You cannot have the Hierophant in your personal energy and then look me in the fucking face and tell me you don't know what to do. Bullshit. So either this person is very used to discounting themselves, what they're able to do, their own experience, and they don't even trust their own damn energy, or something. That's a huge disparity in thought. Anyway, I'm sorry, that just, that gets my frustration level up so high. Yours was reasonable. Yours was reasonable blindness. Even if, it feels like you can't do anything, you're just telling me you don't like to think about it because it hurts. Seven of Cups, the Three of Cups, and the Five of Swords. Somebody, gosh dang it, there's too much of the Knight of Pentacles. Things are slow movement. In other words, there's no resolution on this particular thing. It's been going on between the both of you for some time, at least at the energetic level. There is no physical engagement in the 3D. You recognize them as having some constructive effort as friendship with you. That's it. I don't see any present movement in the situation right now. It's moving very slow and possibly only at the energetic level, and that's because I got you not wanting to look at it because it hurts. I got them convincing themselves that they can't do anything, which is a lie, and now I'm seeing that over here too. Bullshit! I called it, bro, sis. Let me tell you something. Seven of Cups, the Three of Cups, the Five of Swords. That is a straight up lie. It's conceivably an option to reconnect, and I'm going to tell myself it isn't. That's lie. That's a lie. There it is again. There's nothing I can do. Therefore, I do nothing. It's in direct contradiction to that Hierophant energy. This person has a spiritual sense to be higher than that, to do something about it, and they won't, or they can't, and they talk themselves out of it. I don't have the skills, I don't have the abilities, I don't have the tools, I don't know what to do. No, at the emotional level, you both want to reconnect. Let's make that clear. And that Seven of Cups, to even consider the option emotionally, energetically for the both of you, it's there. And then I got Five of Swords. Somebody's straight up lying to themselves about the feasibility of that. You're showing me blindness for very different reasons. You're saying it hurts to think about them. The connection is still precious to you, and it's always going to be. Knight of Pentacles, that connection's not going anywhere anytime soon. I agree. Those kind of spiritual connections are always going to linger with us at the emotional level, spiritual level, that kind of thing. And the thing is that this person has so much more bigger spiritual I can fix this energy than they give themselves credit for, or they want to believe, because then that means they'd have to take responsibility and do something about it. So I know where the lie's coming from. I know, and I don't mean this person's an outward liar as in they're a bad person. I mean they're lying to themselves, literally. But you both know energetically, feasibly, that it's an option to reconnect. And until somebody stops lying to themselves about how that can happen and that they even want it to, never mind the details around how, this will not come together to make peace or to solve itself. If somebody's refusing to think that they can do anything at all, guess what? You're going to get the results that you convinced yourself of. There's nothing I can do. And if you allow yourself to believe that and tell yourself that, the Hierophant energy directly contradicts that bullshit. Directly. 100% every time. The Hierophant says, actually, that's not true. I know I could be more. I know I could do more. I could believe more. That's unfortunate. It just... They're not exercising their spirit of will very much at all. That's unfortunate. I don't know why I'm saying it, but there it is. Okay. And unfortunately, it's kind of standstill. Emotional connectivity, yeah, that's still there. Do you both wish to reconnect? Men's stuff? Sure. Yeah. Does somebody have to stop lying to themselves about what it is that they can't do? Or they say it's the impossible task, or just my favorite, I don't know. I don't know. You've shown me a willingness to cooperate and that you have with this person. You identify that as part of your history. You've always known that you could cooperate, but with this particular person and subject, it's kind of like, I don't want to think about it. It hurts. So that kind of helplessness, there's nothing I can do. They're lying to themselves. Advice, please. I don't know why I'm saying it. 3D activity? No, I don't think so. They'd have to know that they wanted to do something about it in order to do something about it. And that's true for anybody. That's the long and short of it. You, yourself, you feel like your hands are tied on this particular topic. But you do recognize the soul bond. You do. And you continue to move along in your own particular way. You don't feel like it's going anywhere anytime soon. There you go. The World, the Chariot, the Lovers, fuck off. You know, that's a lot of... That's majors right there. Okay, yeah, there's no movement. Do you both wish there were? Mm-hmm. But wishes is wishes is wishes. Want is want is want, and want is nothing without the willingness to see that you want it, therefore do something about it. So it's kind of, again, it's a lie. If I keep telling myself I don't want this, I can really justify saying there's nothing I can do, and then I'll believe it, and then I really will do nothing. That's what self-sabotage is. That's what self-deception is. If you believed in the opposite to be true, and this person does have that ability, then they would do the opposite. They would be able to see that there's a possibility for solution. They would be able to see putting themselves into something in order to resolve the conflict or to try to mend it, or at least stop lying to themselves, because they don't want to lie to themselves, but they are in order to justify doing nothing. That's why I'm frustrated. I don't even know if you're aware of any of that, because as far as I can tell, you two aren't connected in the 3D. You're not talking, you're not doing nothing. So, yeah, and I see that reflected here in the World. There, wherever movement there was with the Chariot, it stopped abruptly. Okay, so there's the Chariot. No more movement. Okay, but the connection remains. The Lovers and Six of Cups. I know, it's soul bond shit. I know. And I was explaining to Taurus, it's or somewhere around there. These kind of things do have a tendency to cycle, and the more we leave our strong connections unresolved, do they have a chance to swing back? Yes. Will it go back to being broken if one person or two people don't level up, change up, make certain admissions to themselves that they learned something, that they felt something, that they were willing to think differently and or change in order to keep the lovers, and whatever the capacity is, friends, whatever. Yeah, you can either continue to go on this cycle loop with somebody, and it never really moves forward with the Chariot despite what we feel for it, or you have a chance to reapproach the lovers, reopen the world, the cycle, because you both learned something and you're both willing to flex and change and incorporate change, and you know, but that takes a willingness to move forward. So again, that World thing here, when it closes, it can open. When something's cycled out, it's usually for the best. When it comes back, it's usually because stuff's unresolved. And when we have these upper level connections like that, Six of Cups to Lovers, there's a good chance it will swing back. But again, no change plus no change will equal no change. So if it reemerges under the same energy you last left it, without any sort of insight, willingness to change, think different, be different, express yourself differently, love differently, feel something differently, whatever, then it will happen again. It's one of those things where, and I know this person's different from you, but where it counts soul-wise and emotion-wise, no. But they'd have to know that, right, to some degree, in order to accept it more, to choose it more. And I don't know how you chose it, but you at least recognize there's a friendship that you love and you consider precious. You just don't want to think about it because it hurts. So that tells me that you were on and they were off. A not willingness to see, never mind do anything about it, despite the fact that they have energy that directly contradicts that. They'd have to choose to dig deep into that Hierophant energy. They'd have to choose to upward advance. They'd have to choose to challenge themselves. Everything's choice. The universe can put us in proximity to that person, but we as humans, we're the ones who ultimately say how it goes down. So the universe could be like, okay, you two morons, you disconnected, we're going to put you back together. Let's try it again. Let's see if you can get it worked out. And humans will be like, okay. So while you might have been on and they were off, it could be reversed. They could be on and then you could be off. I don't know. But you're not going to know until you both, anyway. You have to be willing to change, grow, and expand, take on somebody else's different perspective and feelings, and change shoes and walk around someone else's shoes, etc. You think it'd be easy, but it's not. And because it can be one of the most challenging connections, we are both attracted to it and repelled to it simultaneously because it forces us to see ourselves differently, to change, to want to change. And that, think of how hard it is for you to change. It's not easy for me. I'll be the first one to admit that. Now think how hard it is to ask or to get someone else to change, to see things the way that you do, to experience the connection the way that you do, to feel about it the way that you do. And then you get an idea of what you're working with or not working with. Yeah, so that's why. Might it come back around? Yep. Does the sun still rise in the east and set in the west? Uh-huh. Will you always be fundamentally connected to it? Yep. That's why I wish two people would work their shit out, because you're always going to feel it. You'll always be connected to it. Just how well you're connected to it is entirely up to those two people. So you can either feel bad about it or not. You can either level up and do something about it, or you don't. But then you will always be connected to that negative feeling when it should be a good one. Who knows how this is going to play out in the future, honey? Lovers is no guarantee of happily ever after. It's just, what are you willing to learn about yourself in order to keep that connection that speaks so strongly to you? Are you willing to change and grow and see things differently, or are you going to stay stuck and act like you have no choice in the matter? Anyway, that's why it's so fucking frustrating. I hate saying that. I hate saying those two are the worst two. If I could knock the shit out of those two, I would. I hate those two. Put a 5 of swords on top of it. Oh, yeah. No, of course I don't like it. Anyway, I'm sorry. I know. I am. What do you want? I'm a triple Scorpio, and I get intense, okay? I am passionate. All right, there you go. That's the way. If you don't know that by now, you're gonna if you stick around. That's how it is around here. Okay. Put it in the comments as you see fit. I hope this helped. It's really just looking more like confirmation as opposed to resolution. I apologize. That's all I can do. That's all I can see. Could it swing back around? We've already discussed it. Absolutely. If it has any more merit between these two is entirely up to you two. There you go. That's how it is. Free will, baby. It's a blessing and a curse. Okay. I'll see you in your next read. Take care. Be well. Pisces, welcome to your mid-month baseline reading only. We're going to do a brief yours and theirs. Show me Pisces and their person, please. What's going on, please, for Pisces? What's going on? Ooh. What's going on, please, for Pisces and their person? What's up? Now, because this is yours and theirs, reverse energies as it applies, but technically we're going to start with your side. Okay? Show me Pisces, please. The Magician. Yes. The High Priestess. Yes. Yes. Oh, I love it. Oh, go. Go. Peace be with you. I love it. It feels good. It looks good. It is good. The Pisces I'm looking at, you are highly intuitive, as you should be. Huh? And you're like, I know I'm manifesting. I feel it. Yes, you are. Very good. And like, what is Pisces manifesting? Love. I'm feeling a little extra special in my heart, and I'm feeling like I could express myself to somebody. I feel like I could be romantic. I feel like I could like introduce myself. I'm just saying it feels, Christina, like I'm headed in that direction, and I want it to, and I'm open to it, and I feel like it's going to happen. So at that rate that you are manifesting and feeling intuitive, I'm not going to argue with you. I just want you to pull in somebody of equal quality. You know what I'm saying? Because that's gorgeous. That's beautiful skills. It's conscious manifestation coming from a place of intuition. You're telling me that you feel innately, intuitively, that the timing is right for you to pull something in, and it has to do with matters of the heart. That's beautiful. That's gorgeous. I like that. It's like, I'm not going to stumble on anything. I'm going to pull in the right one. Let's see if you get the right one. 3 of Cups, King of Pentacles, 7 of Pentacles. They look good. They look steady. Yeah? They got a steady head on them. I like it. Practical, reliable. They're slow builders. They're slow burners. Okay? But they like to build relationships. It's looking like brick by brick. So it's looking like you might have just started connecting with this person with the 3 of Cups here. I don't know if it's reconnection necessarily, but we got a heavy earth energy here that just suggests I'm practical, I'm steady, I like to take my time, I don't rush in the matters of heart. So it's looking like this connectivity has just started and it's going well, or it's about to. But they're a steady person. They're brick by brick, by the book kind of person. I like to fall in love at just the right time and just the right way. Easy peasy, don't rush it. Very steady person. Strength, Page of Wands, the 7 of Wands. A little bit of defensiveness here. And strength, for some of you, you will not be ready to open up to this energy until Leo season, which is right around the corner in tarot time. That's nothing. What is that, weeks? Weeks from now, if that. You know, it took us a minute. It took somebody a minute to open up, okay? And allowing themselves to explore this energy further. It could be you, it could be them, I don't know. There's a little bit of apprehension here. At the way that you are showing me such a fluid ease of self, I'm going to go ahead and take a guess it's them. There's nothing wrong with that steady building. I understand that, appreciate that. I don't like going into anything too fast either. You know, I get this, I really do. So it might be them that I'm seeing a little bit of hesitation on in terms of, I don't know if I'm ready to open up to this, but I'm going to try. So they're showing me caution, but a willingness to explore. King of Swords, you're like, no, I got it. I'm determined to try this out. I want to. It looks good. Yeah, I agree. They look like a steady hand on the surface. And you're determined to find out. You've thought about it. You're like, no, I'm in a good place. I can work with this. That's what you're telling me. I can work with this, and I want to. I like the fact that they're not rushing, and I like the fact that they take their time. You know, so there is a little bit of guardedness here. I believe so, more from their side. It's looking like a cautionary thing to me. But yeah, they are wanting to open up, all right, and exercise that particular energy. And you're like, I'm there for it. You've already made up your mind. In other words, this person looks like they're worth manifesting and or exploring at this time. Okay? All right. I know that they are enjoying your company. I think that you're a little bit more expressive with them than they are with you, but even though they might be a little bit more reserved in terms of the emotions, nevertheless, they are enjoying it, as far as I can tell. All right? Advice, please? Any advice, please, to Pisces? Any advice, please, to Pisces? Show me that advice, please. How would you advise Pisces? You know, just say confidence in who you are and what you're about. Someone's either a good fit or they're not. You know. 4 Cups, the Lovers, the Page of Swords. Who is this? I don't know if this is where you were coming from or where somebody's coming from massive disappointment with a connection. I think somebody here is either you or the person that you were just now connecting with. They had to learn the hard way that their strong spiritual connection was indeed not a strong spiritual connection. It was to the level they felt a lot for it. I don't know if I'm describing you or them. But this is kind of outside the peripheral. In other words, it's contextual, but it's not part of the main story. And I see things like this all the time. I think that might be this person because they're showing me I'm willing to build, but it needs to be slow. I am enjoying this, okay? Just please know I'm deciding to come from a level-headed, practical point of view, and it's for good reason. There's a reason why, yes, I'm open to this, but I am also showing caution simultaneously. And I'm going to go ahead and take a wild guess it's this person that you're like, no, it's cool, I understand. So you are. They had to learn the hard way that a strong connection, again, wasn't that great or that strong. They were very, I believe it's them, very unhappy with what happened. It was too immature. So somebody really thought it was a strong union, and it turned out it was just a very immature connection. So it's looking like perhaps this person, somebody here, overinflated or overly estimated how important a connection was, and it turned out to be not that great. And that's a really hard thing. That's a really hard thing to come to terms with. I thought you were my sun, moon, and stars, and it turns out you were just some Joe Schmo living around the block from me. It's a really hard day when you understand the fact that you think your lover is your lover, strong bond, right? And it turns out they're just a page. So that connection wasn't as mature or as powerful as we understood it, and so that would explain, I believe, this person's sense of, okay, caution, I'm trying, I'm really trying, I'm really in here, I'm constructively building, and this person is constructively building, but also, let's just take our time, right? I want to get to know you really well. And you're like, I'm all for it. So you see something in this person that where you can feel that you can be patient with them, understanding with them. You get it. You're saying that you get it. You get it. I trust you because you're saying your manifestation, your intuition's on point. So it seems to me like you know what you're doing. Okay? All right, Pisces, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments as you see fit. I'll see you at your next read. Take care. Be well. Cancer, welcome to your mid-month. We're going to do a baseline reading only. Brief yours and theirs. What's going on, please? Show me Cancer in their person. Show me Cancer in their person. Show me Cancer in their person. What's going on, please? Show me Cancer. Show me Cancer. Let's do one more. Show me Cancer in their person, please. What's going on? Okay. Feel free to reverse energies as it applies since this is yours and theirs. However, I'm going to start technically with your side. Okay? What's going on? It's the Swords. Strong truth, and I know it about an ending. Ten of Swords, King of Cups. Okay. It's just like, it hurts. There's an admission here in that energy that says, I acknowledge that this hurts. I acknowledge that this happened. Ten of Swords, so you don't dispute it. You don't dispute it. It's crystal clear. And it's like, we cannot argue with this knowledge. I understand. I don't know. There's an acceptance here of pain, possibly an ending. I don't know. But the idea is that we have a really clear thought of it. It's affected us. What happened? How it happened? Why? What went down? I don't know who swung the sword. Okay. But regardless, you are seeing it with a certain level of mental clarity. So that's good. And you're also showing me a willingness to kind of open your heart, King of Cups, regardless, okay, to still feel good about you and that your heart's still in order or is still in place. But you seem to be taking this very well. And more to the point, above all this, you're learning from it. So that's good, okay? Let's see who's connected to you. Queen of Swords, King of Pentacles, a lot of energy in here, Page of Pentacles. That's interesting. Huh. I want to know what that Page of Pentacles means to this person. I would love to know what that means to this person. Hold on. Shared. Three of Pentacles, Nine of Swords, the King of Wands. There's anxiety here. There's stress here. We'd like cooperation. We would like some cooperation. I don't like how this is playing out. Six of Swords. Somebody here, I believe it was you. You might have some very strong Scorpio in your chart. There's a decision here that you decided to move on. I'm assuming it was you then who dropped the sword. I'm going to go ahead and say it was you that dropped the sword on this because you have a resignation for acknowledging the situation for what it was and that you had to move on from it. Six of Swords. So that would explain all that mental clarity. You don't dispute it. Like I said, you recognize the ending. You recognize the pain. And I wasn't even sure it was an ending until I saw that Six of Swords, to be honest with you. Okay. But yeah, it's an ending. You've moved on and you've told yourself, you've looked at this and you put your heart back in order. In other words, you told me this was correct for you. Here's what threw me off almost immediately about your person. Your person's in it with someone else, I think. And they have almost nothing to spare, it looks like, where they can only give you so much. They're showing me a certain level of practicality with that King of Pentacles, but it looks like they have someone ruling by their side. Now, don't get me wrong. Just because I see double energies like that, I don't automatically assume all those cooks are in the kitchen. You understand? I just don't do that. I don't. That's bad tarot. It is. Like, one, for me, for instance, I could pull multiple kings and queens on myself at any given time. Absolutely. Okay. We all have a lot of energy in us, some more than others, some more commanding than others. Okay. So no, I could have easily have consolidated into the entity of one person, and I almost did, but it doesn't feel right, and it still doesn't feel right. I feel like there is someone attached to this person's side, and they might be a little bit on the stiff side, a little bit on the commanding side, a little bit on the emotionally detached side, but nevertheless, they are a very strong fixture in that person's energy. So I'm saying that this person's not alone. You're showing me aloneness because you chose to exit. They have someone with them, I believe. And their contribution to you is almost nothing because of that. They're pointing their pentacle at you. So while this person is attached to somebody, I don't know that's an air sign, but it could be. It's more like the energy behind it. They point their pentacle at you. They try to give you something. Okay? And it's not much. But it's like, this is what I can afford to give you. Okay? And then what's shared here is pain with the Three of Pentacles and the King of Wands. There's a lot of confusion here and mixed signals about what are we constructing here. Are we friends? Are we on the same page? Are we cooperating at the same level? Does this mean the same thing? There's a lot of stress attached to it and anxiety about what does this mean? What is this that you throw me a pentacle? And I sometimes give something back to you, but what the hell are we? You're in something with somebody, and I'm somehow... You feel like you're on the outside. You do. You're on the outside of the sphere. And this is yours, or supposed to be. And you feel like you're on the outside of this. Anyway, like I said, reverse energies as it applies. I really don't know who is who, and this is why I typically don't read more than 2 energies, because it can get real fuzzy real quick, and there's clearly 3 people here. And somebody, and the King of Cups energy here is on the outside of this. It's on the peripheral. I see you're the one who chose to exit. And for good reason. Sound logic. Based on pain. Okay. And I can see why. The pain led up to this. 9 of Swords is 1 sword away from a 10. We don't know what's being put into this. We might be turned on. We might have passion for this person. They might have passion for us. It might have been a two-way street. But all it did was seem to amount to stress and anxiety. I know you can say that you had love for this. I know you did. And you're very honest about it. I believe. You at least felt your feelings. Even if you didn't express them to this person, you still owned them, even if they were to yourself. But you also said in that admission, I love me too. So the King and Queen of Cups have to love themselves before they can love anyone else. So while you might have loved this person, you most certainly did not love the situation. But you most certainly did love you. And when you love yourself, you have to make these decisions. Okay? It's not a judgment. I promise. Okay. But you did what you had to do. I'm not going to argue with you. It looks like you made the right choice. I know you did. You can love someone, right? You can love someone very much and not love the circumstances. And that's when it seems like your love for someone doesn't amount to a hill of beans. I don't know if it affected them at all. There's such a pragmatic disconnect between you and them and what they could give you at the functional level. I don't know what their feelings are. I'd have to clarify. Maybe they didn't know. I know that there was passion here, but the effort about what the hell was being constructed was too stressful, too painful, and why am I constructing anything with you at all? It's because I love you. I guess I do love you. But I love me more. So I gotta go. You two might have called it friendship, but it was more than that. That kind of thing. I know. I know. Perhaps, I think, if I might be so bold, honey, I think you came from a loving space and they were probably from a passionate space. So maybe they threw you some change every now and again. I don't know. So perhaps then you can say, well, I know it seems like there's more responsibility on you because you were emotionally attached to them. But at least you can say, yeah, well, it was more than that to me. They can't say that, maybe. I don't know. I'm not clarifying their feelings. It's just, even while it was being constructed, it doesn't matter how turned on somebody was, it was still stressful, right? But the thing is, you can't, my point is, and this is what I want you to keep with you, you should never ever be made to feel like you're on the peripheral of someone else's life, and you cannot use the justification of your feelings for someone else to accept a situation that's unacceptable. Excuse me, my lisp sometimes gets in the way. Okay? You always have to do what's in your best interest. So, good on you for acknowledging and accepting the pain. And there you go. And it's still with you. But you're showing me King of Cups, so that tells me you're still full of love despite this. You're still who you are despite this. It hasn't jaded you. It hasn't broken you. It's the acceptance of this is the situation. This is what it amounted to. And is that acceptable to me? Advice, please. Advice, please, to Cancer. Advice, please, to Cancer. Part of that acceptance, by the way, is ownership. So if you know that you got yourself emotionally entangled to someone who is taken, that's part of the acceptance. So I would tell you, good job. Sometimes we got to learn the hard way. You know? Point is that you accepted your side of it. And you moved on. I know. I know. It was... even the passionate intensity that you held for this and they held for you, it felt good to you both, but it was so laborsome. It's kind of like, this isn't worth it, you know, because I know your fire's here for me. I get it. You're turned on. So am I. But my heart's in this, even if yours isn't. This is too hard to sustain. Right? The fire, the passion is not worth it. You can only hold on to that for so long before you really start to crave sustenance, meaning, to go beyond the surface and the superficial. Your heart was so much bigger than whatever the situation was calling for. So even though, again, you get to feel the majority of the pain, they might have done. I don't know. They didn't seem to have contributed much, but they might have felt some pain, yeah. But the fact that you felt so much pain means that even though it might have hurt you more, okay, it's not really a game, but it might have hurt you more. Well. Well. It was more than just getting your rocks off, so at least you can say that. Okay? I hope this helped you. Put in the comments as you see fit. Take care. Be well. Yeah, so I can't imagine anyone hanging out at this point. And if you have done, thank you all so much, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart. In many ways, I am grateful for the tensions that kind of accelerated and amplified the way they did over the past couple of months, because it put us to where we needed to be. Sometimes we need that challenge, kind of like the lovers, as I always talk about. Sometimes you have to be confronted with that level of challenge in order to know that you should change. If you want to keep what you love, and I do. I love this channel. I love you guys. I love the comment section. And in that respect, you guys are kind of like a lovers to me. In order to keep you, I have to choose you. That means I have to be willing to change. That means hiring people like moderators and trusting them and trusting them to take over parts of your work, and that means a willingness to kind of cut the fat in some areas so you can be more compliant with YouTube and maybe get back in their good books. And that means expanding your content, which you wanted to do, but you never had room for it. So that means you had to challenge yourself to find the room. You see what I'm saying? That's what the lover's energy is like. It's like, here's a challenge. You know, step up if you want to keep up. That's what it feels like. You know, and so I'm in this. This is the work that I do here with you guys is like my lovers. It challenges me to grow and to expand, to do what I've done, but to figure out where it needs to be cleaned up, modified, streamlined, added to, or subtracting from. But it has to be done with good spirit and good energy, and that's what the most of you give me, and it encourages me. And then you got that 10%. There's that 10%. Those little devils, okay? That they haunt me, they haunt other people, and it's like, what am I willing to do about it? To grow and expand, or just sit here and bitch about it? Guess what? So this is my way of choosing you. I hope you continue to choose me back, and in so doing, we keep our lovers union going. If you want to keep them, you've got to be willing to change, right? It might take a minute, but if you really mean it, and if you want it to come back into your life in a good, healthy way, you learn things. You learn some things about you and pain so that you can expand. And that means shaking some shit up. Oh, that was nice. And then we can all have the sun. Yay! I heard somebody imitate me that the other day, and it cracked me up because I never paid attention to it. Yay! Then somebody did it back to me, and I'm like, oh, that's a thing. That was great. That was awesome. All right, that's enough. You guys, thanks for hanging around. Let's keep up the good work, and we are doing good work here. I love what we're doing and how we're changing as we go. That's enough, you guys. Peace be with you. I'll see you in your next couple reads. Comments are back on. Let's be awesome. Take care. Be well.